lot of people are not happy about it. I'm sticking by him. I'm sticking by Fred Norris. I support the decision. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the... Yeah, we got it. Freddie, why don't you take a little commercial break so I don't fall far behind, and then we'll come back and get this going. Plenty of things happening this Monday morning. We'll be right back.
We're back with the Howard Stern Show.
All right, very good. Thank you. I loaded that in yesterday. I got the movie Scent of a Woman.
Yes.
Took my IBM ThinkPad, recorded that little sound effect you're enjoying now, Robin. Hoo-ha!
I'm so glad you have all that technology.
Isn't that great? Just so I could do hoo-ha. Hoo-ha. Hoo-ha.
They can't count the vote in South Africa, but you can get that done.
Yeah, I can get hoo-ha right on. Yeah, how long has that voting been going on?
The counting has now been several days.
Yeah, isn't that kind of funny? Like, with all the technology in the world, like, don't you think we could have lent them a few, like, computers or something?
Somebody should have done something.
Don't they have, like, diamonds in that country? Couldn't they, like, trade out a few diamonds for some IBM computers?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of wealth over there.
I don't know. Hoo-ha! Well, at least I can hoo-ha. I can hoo-ha, I can...
I
can do whatever I want. That's right, I can hoo-ha.
Hoo-ha!
Yeah. Hoo-ha.
Hoo-ha!
You think we could ship over, like, 2 Jewish accountants and let them count up the vote for them?
Yeah, those guys who do the Academy Award thing.
All right.
Could go over there and help them out.
Well, good morning, everybody. Let me just take a phone call and get things started. There's so much going on, I can't even begin to tell you. Things happened over the weekend. 2 days away from you, and so many things happened. But let me just take a few phone calls. It gets me going. It gets me pumped up for the day, Robin. You're on the air in New York.
Howard.
Yeah. Hi.
Am I on?
Yeah.
Is it very important that you be on? Wouldn't you like to have
I have a scanner going here, everything, to see if I'm coming on.
Is that right?
What do you say?
He has a scanner going and everything to see if he's on. Very important.
You come on unexpectedly.
Yeah, well, you're on. You don't need a scanner. I'll tell you if you're on. You're on.
I don't know what to say now.
All right, thanks for the call.
Don't hang up on me. I got something to say.
Go ahead.
I want to get a date with Robin.
Yeah, we all do.
I want to tie up braids to the bedpost. What do you think?
I got some love letter about Robin from a prisoner. They write me now, trying to influence.
Because I won't respond.
Yeah, it's this white guy. He goes, I'm a white man in prison, and I want to date Robin, and I'm in love with her. And
won't he get in trouble with the Aryan Nation?
No, he doesn't care. He loves you so much, he could care less who he gets in trouble with.
He's willing to die for it.
Let me see if I have it anywhere.
She looked good when you left for Albany.
Oh, yeah, she
When
dolled
you came out of the
herself
garage there?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, she was all dolled
Well,
up.
you could have grabbed me then.
Yeah.
I couldn't get through.
Couldn't get through the crowds. Yeah, no, she had extra special dolled herself up for the Albany trip.
Oh, I don't look like that all the time.
She was on a manhunt.
I don't look like that all the time.
Yeah, to be honest, she doesn't look like that all the time.
I see.
The braids make it.
You like the braids?
Oh, yeah.
That's the new
Good,
look.
I'm getting rid of that.
Oh.
You ought to get rid of those. Let's see, I got a Ronnie the Limo hate letter, Fred Norris hate letter.
Oh, Fred getting more hate mail?
Yep. This guy hates Scott the engineer.
Everyone is hated.
Let's see, this guy doesn't like Robin. This is a Jackie hate letter. There you go.
You finally got here.
Finally got here.
Freddie's been writing again.
This one I can get rid of. This is a letter. He evaluates everyone on the show. This girl wants to come in and suck my fingers. What the hell did I do with that letter?
Wait a minute. Kept your finger-sucking letter, though, didn't you?
You're damn right. All right, dude, thanks.
All right.
All right.
Take care.
Hi, you're on the air.
Good morning, gubernatorial candidate Stern.
Yeah. Hey, you want to hear something funny?
Sure.
Speaking of gubernatorial candidate. Gubernatorial. This came out yesterday on UPI. United Press International. New York State Libertarian Party officials are trying to distance themselves from controversial radio shock jock Howard Stern, their nominee for governor, and dump his running mate, they said Friday. You got to hear this. The party leaders have already taken their first step, firing State Party Chairman Ludwig Vogel, who was instrumental in helping Stern outmaneuver 5 opponents at the Libertarian Convention in Albany, New York last weekend. He wasn't instrumental at all.
He didn't doing anything.
He didn't do a thing.
He came down here and answered a few questions.
That was about it. What do you mean he was instrumental? Party stalwarts claim that Stern and his lieutenant governor candidate, Stan Dworkin, are making a mockery of the Libertarians. Yeah, like...
You haven't even done anything yet.
All we did was get nominated to be... I don't even understand what they're doing. They also say Dworkin was improperly nominated. So whose fault is that? Mine? These two are not real libertarians. So in other words...
She didn't want to stay with you.
Yeah. These two are not real libertarians. They do not stand for our principles, which are about minimal government intrusion in our lives, said the party's state membership director, Becky Akers. Now listen to what hypocrites these libertarians are. They have a convention, and now they're saying, well, wait a second. You're not a real libertarian unless you've been doing it for like 20 years. You know what I mean? You can't be a new libertarian.
They don't want new members.
Yeah. Stan Dworkin joined the Libertarian Party, but he's not a libertarian. In other words, they're evaluating who's more of a libertarian than the other one.
Yeah.
He's not a real libertarian. You ever hear of anything like this? This is unbelievable.
They're making up rules as they go along.
Exactly.
Well, that's what they mean by less government. We can change at any moment.
Stern and Dworkin stole the election with the help of Howard's groupies. So now they set up the rules. We had a convention.
I heard in one of the reports that someone was saying that they relaxed the membership rules so that you could take over the party. Those were the same rules that they always had.
Yeah, and plus, so whose fault is that? I didn't tell them to relax their membership rules.
But they didn't.
Stern and Dworkin stole the election with the help of Howard's groupies who packed the convention. Just because they all joined the party doesn't make them real libertarians. That's some quote. So how do they ever expect to grow?
And how can you ever tell a real libertarian?
Yeah, I mean, come on. Oh, I could pick one out.
Maybe he could just say a bunch of things.
The state committee is meeting in early May to consider further action, including the possibility of sitting out the election and not helping Stern collect the 15,000 votes he needs to get on the ballot in November, said Vogel's successor, Gail Voba. Voba said the party will probably not strip Stern of the nomination. Oh, I see. You won't strip me of the nomination. You
just won't go get you the signature.
Yeah. Oh, the nomination I won fair and square, you won't strip me of. Unbelievable. And Stan Dworkin stood up before the party. He signed up as a libertarian, and now he's not a real libertarian. Who's going to decide who's a real libertarian?
I told you, these people are pissed off because they had a nice little thing going. Nobody paid any attention to them.
Right.
They stood in their own meetings, and they, the 5 of them had a good time, and then they went home.
As upset as some of the members are about Stern, he won the election fair and square, she said. It's hard to say what we want to do with Howard at this time. Oh, they're so stupid.
You wonder why they never gotten anywhere.
But Dworkin, however, is another story entirely. Yeah, after all, he only served in the Rockland County Legislature for 2 terms successfully.
Yeah, he's had some success.
Yeah.
Bad for a libertarian.
Yeah, they started booing him when he said he served for two terms.
He's an actual politician.
He actually helped somebody.
He held office.
Yeah.
That was his only crime.
We were at the Libertarian Convention, so I introduced this guy, Stan Dworkin. They all started booing because as soon as he said that he had served 2 terms on the Rockland County Legislature, they got upset.
Yeah. That's bad.
That was bad.
Anybody who actually gets elected, we can't have.
Yeah, he even said he's cut the budget, and they started booing again. Well, no wonder no one will vote for a libertarian. Look at them. They have their own party. They nominate me, and now they won't get signatures for me, and they want to get rid of Stan. That's some party. Longtime libertarians were enraged at how Dworkin, a former Rockland County Democratic legislator, was chosen over a bona fide libertarian. Bona fide. As if there is such a thing as a bona fide libertarian. And they're screaming less government, but they want to run their party like a dictatorship. We are looking at these procedural irregularities, Bova said. Stern's agent did not return our phone calls. Why do they call my agent? What does he know about politics? Stern's agent.
It always sounds so funny when your agent is responding to your political
Stern's agent.
questions.
Stern's agent is busy. Well, anyway, so I just thought I'd make you all aware that chances are they'll never even get the 15,000 signatures for me. I knew
we might have to do it ourselves.
Man, we might. But then my wife left me a note this morning that was really weird. She says that Governor Cuomo announced yesterday, and I don't see anything in the paper about it, he has decided to put the death penalty issue up for referendum.
Really?
Yeah. She goes, boy, you got a lot of power. I said, I know. Well, that's fine with me.
Taking our plank away from us?
Yeah, well, that's fine with me.
Pulling the rug out.
Yeah. And supposedly he was up all night fixing potholes.
Himself.
So he wouldn't be disturbed in the morning. Wouldn't that be cool if I forced the governor to put this up for referendum?
Yeah, you wouldn't need the Libertarians at all.
No, wouldn't need to even run.
Pull up to the toll and Mario's taking the money.
Yeah.
He's doing everything.
Anybody else hear that Cuomo is putting the death penalty up for referendum?
I didn't hear that. I listened to the 11 o'clock news last night, and nothing was said about that.
Well, supposedly Elliot Lutzker heard it.
Elliot Lutzker.
Esquire. Called my wife. He seems to know stuff. He seems to know. So anyway, we'll keep you posted, but I thought that was kind of funny. We go up to Albany, we have this whole big convention, we play by their rules, and then now they're just trying to, now they're saying, well, hey, forget it, we're not going to support it.
We don't like our rules.
Yeah, we don't like our candidates or our rules. Because Stan Dworkin just signed up to be a Libertarian. You have to be there 100 years before you can run. Boy, I'd love to talk to this lady on the air, Bofa. Whatever her name is, Bova. Bofa. Bofa.
Are there any quotes in there from the other nominees?
Nah, just this Bofa lady. She just and of course she just became the party chairman 2 seconds ago, and now she's changing all the rules. Meanwhile, these Libertarians wouldn't get any publicity if it wasn't for me.
But that's what they like.
Yeah.
That's what I'm telling you. You ruined everything.
Yeah.
By bringing attention to them.
Yeah, they were having fun. It was like maybe it was just a bunch of people used to get together an orgy or... I wonder what you meant. I don't know what you meant.
Party she goes.
Yeah.
They used to sit around and gripe about how everything doesn't work, but they couldn't even get on the ballot to try to change anything.
What is it?
You want to speak to Joe Brennan?
Oh.
He's always doing damage control.
Hey, Joe.
Good morning, Howard.
How are you? This is Joe Brennan of the Libertarian Party.
Hi, Howard.
I don't know how you can even be a part of this party.
Well, Howard, listen, I just want to let you know.
It's a joke.
Well, I just wanted to let you know that story, and I heard about it over the weekend, is apparently the hard feelings of a minority of the Libertarian Party. There were a couple of meetings held over the weekend, and there's definitely a majority of our state committee supports doing the petition process and getting all our candidates on the ballot.
Of course.
So I just think that there was a few people who hadn't quite got the message yet that you won.
Right. They
according
can't
to our
handle
rules. But when we went around and checked with everyone and made sure, that everyone, we got everyone's input, it was definitely a majority of the party favors doing our ballot drive. We will be working to organize that. So don't, also you got a lot of news media sniffing around trying to encourage anybody who's going to say something negative because I guess that gives them a story. So.
All right, okay, that's good that you called then. The South African election is going more smoothly than our Libertarian situation. Yeah, because that would really be bogus if they all of a sudden said, well, hey, you won, but
Central Committee just overturned the results of the the convention.
Yeah, I like how they're looking for irregularities. Like I had something to do with how the thing was run. I had nothing to do with it. I just showed up and won.
Well, that's right. You won according to our bylaws.
And I'm such a bad guy that if I actually win, I'm going to appoint Libertarians to my cabinet. That's such a terrible thing. Yeah.
They don't want this.
They don't want this. It is kind of goofy, isn't it, Joe?
Well, definitely. I was very disturbed when I heard about this UPI story, and I even sat in on the executive committee of the National Party to discuss your candidacy, and everybody is, pretty much in line that we have to support all our candidates. We're going to be working to organize now our ballot drive. So
because everyone would look foolish if they didn't support their own candidates. Once you nominate a guy, that's it.
Exactly.
And who's to say who's a real libertarian? What, the new person can't be any more committed than the old person?
Oh no! In fact, new people. I think someone pointed out one of your listeners got joined our state committee.
Yeah,
that large number. And in fact, we're trying to organize now. We're trying to come up with a way to get the word out and outreach to a lot of the people who had just joined recently to make sure they're all that they all know that they're welcome and encourage them to be more active.
Yeah. See. There you go. That's all right.
Right, growth is good.
Growth equals good. All right, Joe, thanks.
Okay.
The great Joe Brennan of the National Libertarian Party. Thank you, Joe. See, thank God for Joe.
I just wonder if Ludwig, where's poor Ludwig?
I don't know. We haven't heard from him in days.
Ludwig must be terribly depressed.
Yeah.
He lost his position.
He was a hard worker.
So he didn't know those parliamentary rules. All that.
We wrecked Ludwig's life. Came into his life like a whirlwind.
Oh, I'm telling you. Yesterday he was somebody. Today
he's still somebody. He's as much a somebody as he was yesterday.
No dancing.
All right. I got to take a break, but I wanted to tell you about that. I thought there was a coup.
underfoot.
Yeah. I thought I was being plotted against. All right, we'll take a break.
We're back with the Howard Stern Show.
Hoo-ha!
Hoo-ha!
All right. Thank you. Hey, listen to this letter. Dear Mr. Stern, I am an actress. I am writing to seek your expert advice on how to further my career. I'm especially impressed with the fact that despite the FCC, you still reign on the airwaves. So thank you. If you cannot help with my career, at least give me the opportunity to come in and suck those fingers of yours. No, I am not a star-crazed fan. I merely have a finger fetish. I observed your fingers while you were promoting your book, Private Parts, which, by the way, was very entertaining, to say the least. I listened to your show, so in case you're wondering, I'm a 38D. And I've been told I resemble Kim Fields. Who is Kim Fields?
Of The Facts of Life?
Personally, I know I look better. No offense to Kim, of course. Say hello to Robin and the rest of the gang, and please respond. I would greatly appreciate your views on how to obtain an agent. Would you say that's worth a phone call?
Oh, yeah!
Hoo-ah!
Hoo-ah!
Hey, Gary, why don't you look up this girl's number? We'll give her a call.
Probably doesn't exist.
I don't know. She is a member of SAG and AFTRA, just like us.
Oh.
Thank you. Thank you, and hoo-ha! 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 Hey, Jackie, what do you say about that letter?
Oi, oi, oi!
That's right.
He salutes it.
He likes it. All right. Thank you. Oi, oi, oi. So how did your gig in Las Vegas go?
It was great. Everybody, 1,000 people did the I joke in unison.
Oh, yeah?
It was
I.
Yeah, I think they have a tape of it. They're going to send it.
Jackie, this was Jackie's wet dream to go to Las Vegas.
Yes.
And be a headliner. So
Be up on the marquee.
Fantastic.
So he got there and he told me, they gave me the same suite that Sharon Stone had.
Oh.
I had a piano in my suite.
Grand
Wow.
piano.
Wasn't even like a stand-up in the corner.
I mean, they treated you like you were Frank Sinatra.
The Riviera Hotel had laid out the red carpet like I couldn't believe it.
Really?
Every place I looked, my name was everywhere. Posters, it was on every table, it was on every marquee.
That's good. It was great.
Yeah, grand piano. I put a lot of beer on top of it.
And you never know, like Hollywood producers and stuff could have been in the audience.
No, Wayne Newton could walk right in and boy. I outsold Wayne Newton.
Wow.
Wayne Newton had 880 people at his show, and I had like 1,100 or something.
Well, there you go.
Wow. Hey, maybe you'll be the new toast of Las Vegas.
Oh, and Penn and Teller. I out you Penn and Teller, too.
Really? Those guys are good, too.
They're great.
Oh, that's what Penn and Teller do? They, like, play Vegas?
Yeah, they've been there for a while.
I guess so, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, they were there when I was out there in November.
Boy, they must make tons of dough out there. And what do? You get, like, a percentage of the house? Is that how it works?
Yeah, not a big percentage, you know.
Right.
You go out there for peanuts to show what you can do, you know.
I see.
It was great, though. You know, the station was real good. They promoted the hell out of me.
Right, right. Oh.
good fun. I did a CD signing at the Las Vegas Sports Center with a major turnout.
Did you play any?
50 people.
Did you play any blackjack or anything?
I played the slot machines and instantly won $100 in quarters and spent the rest of the weekend trying to lose it.
Really? Oh, it sounds like a lucky weekend.
Oh, we had a great time. It was great. Me and the old lady.
Did you have any food? I mean, was it unlimited?
Did you do her on that piano?
We had.
Did you do it on the piano? That's a good question.
No,
Bob.
we did not do it on the piano, but we did do it everywhere else.
Right.
And they also gave me carte blanche. Is that so we could order whatever food? So
oh God, they had an orgy on the piano.
We've taken cheeseburger and Caesar salad, the Riviera to death.
Right.
Shrimp over my suitcase.
Did a lot of shrimp and onion soup.
The waiters were lined up at the door. Finally I'm being treated properly. Yeah, I made up for all the years I didn't.
Right.
Yeah. You know, man.
There's a buffet on the grand piano.
And they're smart to treat me this way. Otherwise, I wouldn't have come back.
Yeah, right. Oh, it never treated me like this.
And the consensus from everybody out there is, yes, it is funny when you guys do this crap.
I know. Yeah, Ralph said to me the other day, he said, would you stop talking so much about politics, man? Why don't you just bust Jackie's balls?
He just loves that.
That's what everybody says. Get off politics and go back to tearing each other to shreds. Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah, I've had it with politics.
Politics is ugly. That's
yeah.
business.
I'm going to lay off politics.
Enough already.
Hoo-ah! You're not kidding. Drained from politics. Although I'm not stopping with that guy Jim Moran over in Virginia. We're going to get him. We're getting him out of office. I ain't stopping with that. Cleveland, we're coming to you one of these days. We're trying to work that out. I just can't get it together.
What's the problem?
Well, I don't know. We just haven't sat down and decided on what we want to do in Cleveland, the funeral, what kind of funeral we want to have. You know, the whole thing. It's big planning, Robin.
Oh.
Baltimore, you're on the air. Hello?
Hello.
Hey, you're on the air.
Hey, Howard.
Dude.
How you doing, dude? Just a listener friend of yours in Washington.
Yeah.
Thought you'd like to learn a little bit more about your buddy Jim Moran.
Yeah, well, I'm finding out all kinds of stuff. I'm just waiting for confirmation. By the way, for those of us who weren't, for those of you who weren't with us on Friday, I got my balls in a snit over this guy Jim Moran. I freaked out when I read about this guy. He's out to get me. He's a representative in Virginia. Oh boy, your phone connection's real bad.
Yeah, mobile phone.
Oh yeah, well I got to say goodbye to you. It's just too annoying.
Oh, sorry, Howard.
Sorry.
Bye.
Bye. It wasn't that the call was bad. It's just the phone line was bad. There's this dude in Virginia, man. He's a Democrat, and I guess he's fighting for his political life, so he decided that his big thing was going to be to go after me. He sits on the FCC Appropriations Committee, and he's screaming about how they should get rid of me, that I'm a pornographer.
And that they should fine Infinity more.
Yeah, and I don't know where this guy was coming from, because, quite frankly, I can't believe that there's a congressman out there who thinks that this is an important issue. That I watch 60 Minutes every week, and I go, oh, my God, they got to do something about this. This is unbelievable. People are living next to smokestacks, and, people are killing each other. There are criminals out there taking over whole towns.
Did you see that town yesterday?
Yeah, Chelsea, Mass.
Massachusetts?
Yeah, Chelsea. Unbelievable. There's a guy there who's like a mafioso type who just took over the whole town.
And just running it right into the ground, and everybody was on the take.
So, you see, all you got to do is turn on 60 Minutes, and if you were a politician, you could find about 1 billion things that have to be taken care of, like health and taxes, and there's like 1 million things. And this guy's whole big thing was, hey, they ought to get rid of Howard Stern. Like, that's going to solve a problem. This is what this guy Jim Moran has to say. Representative Jim Moran. Anyway, I decided I'll start hammering him real good like 3 days before the election. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That'll do it. I don't have to hammer him every day. It turns out the guy was a regular guest on the Greaseman show.
Ugh.
I mean, what's that all about? What is that all about? I mean...
No accounting for taste.
Yeah, exactly. Also, I wouldn't say he's the cleanest broadcaster in the world. If you're gonna make a stand against dirty broadcasters,
wasn't he the guy who said that they had to kill 5 more black leaders so you could have a whole week off?
Yeah, Jim Moran has no problem with that, I guess. Anyway, our listeners were calling this guy's office. He's in Alexandria. He's a Virginia congressman. Our listeners were making this guy nuts over the weekend and on Friday, calling his office, asking questions. Questions like, how come you're a congressman and you've got all this free time to go after Howard Stern? You mean there's no other problem you can find? There's nothing else on your mind, you nitwit?
Alexandria is totally taken care of.
Yeah. So, anyway, now everyone's faxing me about the guy, and, like, there's a whole bunch of stuff.
A lot of questionable things.
Yeah. Evidently, this guy really... First of all, I got to tell you who to vote for, and I'll be doing that, like, 3 days before the election. But this guy... He has a nolo contendere plea in his past. He had to resign from the city council, where his misdemeanor charge carried a maximum penalty of 12 months in jail and a fine of $1,000.
He served a year of...
Served a year of probation, right?
A year of probation, yeah.
And this doesn't stop you from getting elected.
No. And this is a guy who's sitting and saying, I'm bad.
Supposedly, the original offense was carried the possibility of being a felony, and it was plea bargained down to a misdemeanor.
Yeah, plea bargain.
The nolo contendere plea.
Yeah. Jim Moran. Now, do we get anything on the bouncing congressional checks?
No, not yet.
We don't have anything on that.
No,
that was just a rumor.
Well, I haven't gotten all the information on him yet.
We're getting lots of phone calls, and I don't know if some of this stuff is true. But
right.
I know that he had a nolo contendere plea only because I'm sitting and reading it off of the Washington Post.
Uh-huh.
But there's a whole bunch more stuff. Was he in Sweden recently? Well, that's something I got to check out, his trip to Sweden.
I understand, yeah, he spends a lot of money.
Well, I've also got a report that he's a high spender in terms of sending out mailing lists.
Yeah.
Convicted of ethics violations in office as... Well, that's this thing, right? Okay. Well, he's running against a guy named Kyle Mccaro, and that's who we're going to vote for. We're going to urge our listeners to vote for and get rid of this guy Moran. Get him right out of office. Big wise ass. You know what it is? He thinks because he's in a Democratic district, he's just going to get elected every 2 years, and no one's going to challenge him.
He can say anything he wants.
Yeah, he could say any dopey thing he wants. Big nitwit. Jim Moran out of Alexandria. Wait and see. Wait and see if the nitwits who listen to me can vote Jim.
Maybe you're used to doing just about anything and people still electing you.
Yeah.
People can understand why you would go out on a limb like this.
You do anything this weekend?
I got bitten by my cat, yes.
You got what is it? Is that cat you just bought?
No. That's one of my older cats.
How do you get bitten by a cat?
Well, when you're trying to give them a bath.
Why are you bathing these cats? Why are you... Is that what's on your finger? Let me see. I think you're doing a Michael Jackson thing. Look at her finger. There must have been some bite.
Oh, he bit right through my nail. He bit right... I was bleeding all over the place.
What's going on in that apartment? Why are you bathing these cats? Isn't there like a vet available to do that? Don't you have an assistant?
Cats. Oh, yeah, like they ran her out of the house. You think she's going to bathe?
One of your cats, yeah. One of your cats what?
One of my cats got ringworm.
Yeah.
And so they all had to have these antifungal baths.
Antifungal baths.
Ugh. And why don't you just bring them to a vet and let them do it?
It's hard to transport 4 cats.
4? Now you have 4? Oh, my. What happened to you?
He turned into an animal.
Yeah, you're off your rocker. You're better off with men. At least they don't bite your finger.
I don't know.
Wow, wait. 4 cats, Robin, in that apartment?
Well, 2 of them are very little.
Is they getting a little smelly in there?
No, not at all. I wouldn't be in a smelly place.
How do you know? You know, sometimes people who have that many animals don't realize...
Well, since they've just been bathed, they shouldn't smell at all.
What happened? You had the 2 cats. They were fine for all these years, and then you went and got one of these pedigree cats.
Yes. I got 2 pedigree cats.
And the 2 pedigree cats are full of worms.
No, one had a little problem with one organism or a single organism parasite in its intestines.
So it was given to you that way. You bought it that way.
But this is a common thing among pets, among cats. Yes, it's not unusual for cats to have that.
Robin Quivers vet.
So what happened? You picked the cat up to bathe it.
I picked my cat up and put it in water. My cat weighs 15 pounds, mind you, and is huge and has 2, like, saber-teeth fangs.
Oh,
and I was trying to bathe him, and this was the second bath in less than a week. And he didn't like the first one, and he decided to really show me this time.
Right.
So he got his fang into my finger.
Were you crying?
No, I didn't cry, but I said to myself, well, I have to teach him that just because he bites me, that doesn't mean he gets away with anything. So I put on these heavy rubber gloves, and I got him and threw him back in the water.
Really? Cats hate water, right?
Yes.
They can't swim.
They can swim, but they just hate water.
Right.
So, we didn't talk to each other for about a day.
You weren't talking to the cat.
No.
Man.
Luckily, he didn't skewer your breast. That would have been a disaster. Finger, I don't care about. As long as your breasts are okay. As long as those look fine.
He's trying to picture her.
Yeah.
But just imagine.
I picture her naked by the bathtub.
Right. Everything's flopping.
Flopping. Excuse me?
Were you naked when you bathed them? Because you didn't want to get your clothes wet.
No, I wanted to get clothes wet.
Really?
Yes, I didn't want to be scratched to death.
Right. What'd you wear for the bathing?
A big long T-shirt and some
heavy-duty pants?
Pants, yes.
Pants. Fred, what'd you do this weekend?
I didn't ringworm my cat, that's for sure.
What did you do?
No, just went
Isn't it amazing? Like Jackie has cats and like they're outside and they're disgusting and
I have a
and
dog. The dog's never bitten me.
Yeah, and Jackie never. If they had ringworm, he would never know it. He would eat him. He doesn't.
He's a very healthy cat.
Yeah, right. He's got a retarded cat.
He's got a cat that can't even walk.
Cat wouldn't know to bite you.
What did you do this weekend, Fred?
Not much.
Did you see a movie?
No, I didn't. I haven't seen movies.
What did you do? You sit in your apartment and play your music?
No, basically, I actually did listen to some music, but it was other people's music, so there you go.
Okay.
Nothing exciting.
I didn't do anything. I didn't rent a movie. We got a movie in the mail called Tombstone. It was really good.
I've
never seen that one.
Yeah, that was good. Kurt Russell and Val Kilmer. They play Wyatt Earp and Doc Holliday.
Yeah.
I love westerns.
Was it okay?
And that was good?
Wasn't the OK Corral, but it was it was real good. It was real cool. You're shooting a lot of guys and they got women. It was cool.
Love that stuff.
It was Wild West, and they wore cool cowboy outfits.
Any engines?
No engines.
No, you can't put them in the movies anymore.
Wyatt Earp.
Yeah, you can't put them in. It was just white guys killing other white guys.
Which is fine.
Yeah, which is fine.
Nobody objects to that.
I didn't object.
Throw an Indian and the Mexican.
Hey, there were no blacks, Mexicans, Indians, nothing. Just white guys, white women, and fighting.
Didn't piss anybody off.
Nope.
Just a little murder, that's all.
That's it. It was cool. And it was like guys bullying each other for the whole movie. Like
there'd be a bad guy who came in and he was going to take over the town.
And he'd get his ass kicked.
A fight in the saloon. And
all kinds of stuff.
Thrown out through
When the cattlemen came through on their little rounds, they'd get drunk and tear up the town.
Well, no, it was...
none of that happened?
No, actually, it was... it was called... there was this little mafia bit there back then. It was there was 100 cowboys. They were called the Cowboys.
Uh-huh.
And they wore these red sashes. And that meant they were in the mafia, and they would terrorize towns and junk. And
so it was like gang colors.
Yeah, and Wyatt Earp's the only dude who can get them under control. But what's cool about it is that...
what did Doc Holliday do?
Oh, he's cool. Val Kilmer's a real good actor.
He is a very good actor.
Yeah, he's real good in this. He was excellent. You saw it?
No, he was terrific in The Doors. I know that.
Was he?
He's just a good actor.
Well, he's really cool. I mean, that guy is good.
I like him.
Yeah,
I wish
me
he
too.
worked more.
Yeah, Val Kilmer. He plays Doc Holliday. Doc Holliday was this guy who had tuberculosis.
And lived and lived and lived.
Like Scott.
Yeah, like Scott. Just kept going on. And
oh, he's coughing all over the place.
Yeah, it was unbelievable.
Bad guys are in town.
And he never slowed down, so, he's always spitting up blood. And it was cool.
Yeah, because he's always drinking. He was a hard-living dude, right?
Yeah, and Val Kilmer looks like a ghost through the whole thing. He's all white, and he can barely function, but he can shoot like a bastard, and he's afraid of nobody. And It's cool.
Well, because he's going to die.
Yeah, he's Val Kilmer. He's good, though, man. He must get a lot of girls. He's a good-looking guy.
Well, isn't he still married?
Yeah, he's married to that Joanne Wally Kilmer.
Who's that?
She's some actress. I think she was in, what was that, Scandal movie or something like that?
Yeah.
I spent half the weekend looking at the cover of Rolling Stone. Did you see the new cover?
No, who's on that?
The Girls of Melrose Place.
The hot issue.
It's called The Hard Bodies.
Ooh.
It's not the hot issue.
It isn't?
No.
I thought it said what's hot on the cover. That's
3 of them. It's Heather Locklear, who is such a piece of
the
ass.
thing folds out, too, you know.
Yeah, I know.
There's more on the inside.
Heather Locklear.
Oh, Fred's really studied it.
Yeah, he really went wild.
That's what I did this week.
Heather Locklear, then this the redhead, and the other blonde who has a funny haircut, but she's good looking anyway.
She's cute.
And the 3 of them, man, look so hot on the cover. I'd love to have sex with Heather Locklear. That's got to be good. If she's lousy in bed, man, I give up.
Why did Tommy Lee?
She even mentioned me in the article.
Oh, yeah? What'd she say?
She said she was driving in her car listening to the show the other day.
Oh, is that all?
Yeah, it's good enough. That's enough to fuel my fantasies. That's enough to say, hey, she's in the car, she's a fan.
She's after me.
She's after me. She wants it bad.
She's definitely a fan. I remember reading somewhere else about some quote she made about you.
Yeah, she said I was real good on Letterman.
Right.
She thought it was like the best TV appearance she'd seen.
Well, maybe you ought to give her a little ring.
Yeah, I had to call her up.
I didn't mean call her. I give her a ring.
Yeah, maybe I ought to give her a diamond ring.
West Coast wife.
Hey, maybe I ought to just send her a ring and say, hey, can you marry me?
Auditioning for your movie.
Boy, she's got to be some hot piece of ass in bed.
Heather's fan.
I mean, she is really something, Heather Locklear. Boy, that's something. Now, there's a girl you could give a workout to, huh, guys?
Oh, yeah!
Hoo-ah!
Oh, you hope she's good.
She's got to be.
Oh, she's good.
She seems like
and she's always been that beautiful.
Yeah, but I think she really is like hungry for sex. In my mind, I could sort of see it in the eyes.
Well, she hung out with Tommy Lee. So
Yeah, that's no girl who just wants to be treated lightly. She married Tommy Lee. Tommy
yes,
Lee.
you think she wants to be tied to a bed, right?
Yeah.
No, she wants to be.
And she's pretty much open to all kinds of sex. Hey, girls who are open to all kinds of sex, give me a call, will you? I want to hear from you this morning. Hoo-ah!
Oi, oi, oi.
Hoo-ah!
There it is. Oi, oi, oi.
Oi, oi, oi.
Oi, oi, oi.
Oi, oi, oi.
Oi, oi, oi. So stupid.
Oi, oi, oi.
Oi, oi, oi. You look harmless.
All right, let's take a break. Hey, when we come back, I got to play the Ku Klux Klan message because he's got a 1-900 number now, and you get a touch tone. You can choose different kinds of hate messages, and we'll take your phone calls, and we have a whole bunch of stuff to get to. Even Doonesbury wrote about me yesterday. That guy hates my guts.
Oh, I can't imagine why.
But even in his hating my guts,
you can't understand it.
You can't understand what he's saying anyway. He hates my guts because he's angry that I don't like his comic strip.
You don't get it.
Yeah. And quite frankly, I didn't get one call from anyone who said I was in Doonesbury. I don't think anybody even reads it. No. If I didn't sit here...
He's got a great scam going.
I know. I think that if he ever had to make a living out of, like, proving how many people read that comic...
Yeah, going out on his own, not having a newspaper.
Yeah, he'd be bankrupt. It makes no sense, the whole comic strip. Only the viciousness comes through. You can just tell he hates me. All right, let's take a break, and we'll be back right after these words. What's going on?
I've been sick all week.
Howard Stern Show.
Pressure, huh?
I don't know what happened, man, but I had 103.5 fever.
Yeah.
I was like sweating, and the bed was soaking wet, and Karen was complaining because she had to clean it.
Ugh.
Thanks for sharing.
You were sick in front of your girlfriend?
Yeah, I was sweating and snoring, and she was.
You just
like,
go home to your mother when you're sick.
I know. That's what I was.
Is that what you do, Hal?
Yeah. My wife can't take care of me.
His wife complained, like, he said, yo, could you go out and get me some soup? It's like, oh, come on.
What? I don't even know what you're saying.
Does your wife complain when you're sick and you're like, ask her to go get some soup or something?
First of all, I don't want my wife to get me anything. When I'm sick, I want her to leave me alone. You probably got HIV.
Oh, thanks.
Dude, that's probably your first little bout with it.
I took a blood test and all that, check if I was all right.
Yeah.
But I was freaking out, all nervous. So I called the doctor, like all nervous. The doctor started yelling at me.
John's last album.
Yeah.
The first and last.
The HIV album. Farewell, John.
Stuttering HIV.
That'd be a burn. He finally gets famous from his stupid record, and then he has HIV and he drops dead.
His doctor takes a test and he goes, "Yo, we're just gonna check out your white blood cell count, and if it's not good, then it might be something a little bit more serious." But I'll have to.
I know. Whenever you get sick now, it's like nobody thinks you're really sick. They always think you got something more serious.
Oh well, the first thing he asks you, he goes, "Do you ever take intravenous drugs?" I go, "No." He goes, "Are you a homosexual?" And I go, "No."
Why? Why? You interested?
It's like
coughing.
It's like you're afraid to get sick now because everyone thinks you got AIDS.
That's why I don't like going to the doctor. You know?
Yeah. Why'd you go to a doctor? Could you have a stomach virus?
No, I had a major fever, man.
Yeah, I had a fever too. I had like around 103. You just lay in bed and it goes away.
You never had 103.
Oh, believe me, I did, sweetheart. I had a couple of rough nights. You just lay there. What are you going to do? Everyone runs to these doctors.
I told John he's the reason that there's these resistant strains of tuberculosis now, because the doctors always prescribe antibiotics.
Yeah, well,
right.
And it's the overprescription of these antibiotics that's causing all these strains.
She's absolutely right.
But Howard, Dr. Quivers, I called Dr. Quivers.
I'm not Dr. Quivers at all.
I called her for her remedy, and she gave me some, like, homeopathic stuff.
Yeah, homeopathic.
Yeah, so I brought it to the doctor.
Turns you into a homo.
So I brought it to the doctor, and he goes, "Look, John, you see the active ingredient here?" I go, "What?" He goes, "Menthol."
Yeah.
You see this crap?
It's garbage.
Right. What did he give you? Made you all better, didn't it?
Antibiotics.
Right.
Antibiotics.
Antibiotics.
So,
you would have gotten better at the same rate anyway.
That's true. That's usually a bunch of crap.
Why? You didn't
I know, but Robin's into like these little capsules and stuff. I started taking them.
Yeah, when she started taking these little like candy.
Then she comes in the next morning and goes, "Oh, I gave you the wrong ones."
No. It was just that you had a fever. I never have these high fevers when I have all this.
That's because she blows off so much steam.
She gave me pills for pregnancy.
I'm sorry.
I gave you birth control pills.
I got worms. She had to bathe me. I had ringworm after I took those.
You bit me,
you bastard.
He was dragging his butt on the carpet.
Believe me, John, you better worry about those cats, because if your album bombs, you'll be washing Robin's cats on weekends.
I would never take care of them things again. Those things are freaking maniacs.
So what are you doing? So even though you were sick, you had to go out on tour.
Yeah, I had to play.
Because you're promoting your album.
I was in Washington going, China, just say what. That's a frog and everything.
Maybe you're just scared and stuff. Maybe you're nervous because if this record bombs, there's a lot of pressure on you. Like this is your whole thing. If it just doesn't work, it's like, that's it.
What do you do?
Yeah, what are you going to do if this doesn't work? Are there any indications that the record company's given up on you yet?
No. In fact, it's quite the opposite.
Really?
Yeah.
They like it?
Yeah, everyone's into it, Atlantic.
Good.
And they have good reason to be.
All right, I'm with you, man. I hope you do it. So what's on the agenda this week?
This week I'm playing New Orleans on Friday, Dallas on Saturday, and El Paso on Sunday.
Wow.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah. I'm doing in-store signings, which is it was like 400 people at the Boston one, which is great.
Really?
Yeah.
400 people showed up to get you to sign the CD?
Yeah, and they ran out of CDs.
Really?
Yeah.
Isn't that terrific?
Yeah, because there was a truck strike, so it was
What are you laughing about?
Because it was a shame. So
Well, there you go, man.
But it was selling out all in Boston, selling out a lot of places.
Good, so that's got to make you feel good.
Yes, it does. Thank you very much.
All right. Stuttering John, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you. Want me to hang in here just for some color?
What?
Well, I like when you go, what?
What is he talking about?
Do we want him to hang in here with us?
With some color?
For some color. Some color commentary.
Color.
Oh, okay. I still don't know.
So Jackie did good in Vegas, huh?
Yeah. You did real good. Cleveland, you're on the air. What?
What? He didn't Cleveland. He didn't know what to do.
What did you just say?
No, I'll leave.
What?
I'll leave if you want.
You want to stay? You could stay. I don't care. You're not getting on my nerves yet. When you get on my nerves, I'll throw you out of here.
All right. Aye.
Yes, you're on the air.
Good morning. How you doing, Howard?
All right.
I'm calling from Cleveland.
Good. What can we do for you?
When are you coming?
Yeah, well, that's what I said. We're trying to get that together. I haven't really sat down and planned this out.
Okay.
But I will. We're coming. We're coming to Cleveland. We're proud to be #1 in Cleveland and looking forward to the trip.
We're happy to have you in Cleveland.
Thank you.
At least I am. I mean, be honest with you, I was an avid Jeff and Flash listener since I had a grasshopper.
Hoo-ha!
Hoo-ha! And they got boring.
Yeah, they're real boring. Because they're little dicks.
Well, they're dead now.
Yeah.
I have no...
Yeah, I love this, so... now we're #1 in Cleveland, and we've revitalized Cleveland radio. Everyone's trying hard and all this stuff, and all the Cleveland stations are now saying, hey, we got to get rid of this guy from New York, man. He's an outsider. That's the strategy now. They don't know what to do. You know, what you got to do is get a good radio show going.
Actually, what it is, I mean, Cleveland radio, everybody's been trying to knock Jeff and Flash off the air for at least 10 years now.
Yeah, well, they're gone now.
You know, we're on NCX, and they had 2 guys from Washington State or something like that a long time ago, and they were like those guys in the morning, and they were ridiculous.
There's a lot of bad radio people out there, especially a zoo. I mean, we beat a zoo in Cleveland.
Yeah.
A zoo. I mean, isn't that a little old?
It should be embarrassing to still have a zoo.
A zoo.
Well, it took a while. You know, I mean, it took a long time for somebody to come in and knock them out, and it was just...
Good. Well, we're going to be in Cleveland, and we're going to have a big funeral. You know, we'll do the whole thing. We'll do it right.
Sounds good.
All right.
I mean, I'm glad to hear that you're here, and
all right,
you know, I'm one of the typical...
All right, we heard that already. I mean, this guy don't stop.
That's how he was able to hang in there with that zoo that long.
Yeah, he really should be back with the zoo. What do we have to do? We have to get on a plane, I guess, and go to Cleveland.
Well, that would be the way to get there. We can't bus it.
Yeah.
Too long a trip.
Sounds like a lot of work. And what do we got to do? Like stay in a hotel and stay over and...
Yeah, we'd have to do at least a day there.
Oh. I don't know, man. We got to get that together.
We're working on it. I spoke to Doug Podell.
Yeah.
We're going to do a Friday. He's just looking for an open Friday. We're only going to do one day.
Isn't every Friday open for Doug Podell?
I don't know.
I mean, what do you mean he's looking for a Friday?
Well, I mean, he's available, but we have to find premises that are available.
Premises?
Yeah, you know, places to do the show. We have to be...
Is that called a premise?
Or a location.
Or a location. Premises.
You know, like on the premise.
Oh, jeez.
Why do you always try to use big words? I don't understand you.
I don't either.
We have to find premises that are open. Yeah, a place. We have to find a place that's open.
I thought he meant ideas.
Locale.
I don't know what he meant.
La locale we have to find.
You always run into trouble with your language.
Exactly.
As an Adelphi graduate, they was to say, try to incorporate a new word every day.
Don't learn what it means or how to use it.
Make fun of it all you want.
Just incorporate it.
Make fun of it all you want. They can't take the diploma back now. I've got it. They can't have it.
I think the right words get caught in his teeth. What do you mean the premises?
We have to find premises.
We have to find premises.
Yeah. We have to find a place to do the show. Location.
Right.
But Doug's available, but the location.
Of course Doug's available.
Well, we have to
Doug
find a
has
location.
Oh, we have to find a location.
Well,
Well, what about some premises?
What's your premise?
So, all right, so we'll find some premises, and then once we find some premises, we can do the
We'll find
show.
a Friday.
Okay. Because I would think pretty much every Friday in Cleveland's open. Yeah. It's a question of when we want to go.
It depends on the premises.
Right. All right.
Our designation.
Wolf, our premise to find a locale. Well, anyway. No, because Gary likes to use big words. A lot.
Some of them I even know what they mean.
Yeah. You know what? I think you do know what they mean. I think sometimes when you talk, you get, like, confused or something.
What? The little words just leave his mind.
I feel pressured. When I come in here, I feel pressured to impress.
Right.
I always do.
I think he wants to make it like...
No, it's not. I'm not trying to impress the audience.
No.
You.
I don't think you're trying to impress me. I think you're just... I don't know how to explain it with you. It's just like you want to make your job seem more involved than it is.
No, that's not
I don't know what it is. I don't know, but he's always like using words in a weird way.
The premises.
Yeah, we got to find premises. I thought he meant like a theme.
Reasons for doing it.
That's what I meant.
A premise for going.
Yeah. All right, well, we're going to go to Cleveland. When would you anticipate a premise being found?
Early June.
Early June?
Early June.
Early June. Would you say early June?
That would be early June.
Okay. All right, very good. So early June we'll be going to Cleveland.
All right.
But, you know, when Guy gets interviewed, though, he does real well, you know?
Yeah.
It's just you that makes me nervous.
Really? Is that it?
It really is.
I don't know, because Robin's heard you do weird things with sentence structure and...
There's something about looking you straight in the eye.
But it is always when he's talking to you.
Yeah.
Either on the air and in the office.
Okay.
You know what happens when you come in here and you have something to say, so right away you're on the defensive because, you know, anything could go wrong. And then there's this look that you get, like two or three words in, and then it's like you feel like you're...
Right.
It's hard to explain.
I'm listening to you.
But people who've been in here know what it's about.
All right.
John?
I know what it's about.
Bowie.
Bowie.
Bowie. Bowie.
Is that Carrie?
No, that's Al Pacino.
That thing makes me laugh every time you play it.
Hoo-ha. All right, so anyway, there it is, Robin. In Cleveland, probably early June.
All right.
That's what Fofo wants to say.
Papa Flunky. Bowie.
Baba Bowie.
Baba Bowie.
So which guys do we bury out in Cleveland? All the guys?
Everyone. I think we had to bury like 19 guys.
We should just get a big eye to act as that one guy, you know?
Jeff and Flesh and then that one-eyed Cyclops that they got out there, Lanigan.
A big eye with hair.
Yeah. Aye. And then I should have sex with a replica of his wife.
The Playmate?
The Playmate. Who we got?
Maybe he can have the real one.
Yeah, maybe I could.
Just leave with you now.
Yeah, you know. Probably would like it better with me. At least I'm a real, you know, at least I'm a human. I'm not a Cyclops. Cyclops. The one-eyed Cyclops. Lanigan. Well, we're going to behead those guys. We're going to drive under a pier. I know that's what I want to do. I want to get on a motorboat, drive under a pier, and watch their heads come off. That's funny. Right?
Maybe Ralph could rig it all up with blood and everything.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh.
So when their heads come off, there's like blood spewing out.
Hurt now.
Better tell him now.
Yeah, start getting ready.
I need time.
Yeah.
I need to make cash.
When was I going to be told about this?
Call my agent.
I need time. Dude, you know I have
Do you
to have
want
time.
it done right?
Yeah, I had Ralph over my house yesterday, and I just said, you know, hey, maybe you'll get some work pretty soon. I've been working on trying to get some TV stuff going. And he goes, can you tell me what it is so I can begin preparing? So I said, no, I can't tell you what it is, but I'm just telling you I'm working on something. So he goes, but when am I going to be told about it? I said, you know what, I'm sorry I brought it up.
The moment before I go on the air, okay?
Yeah. Ralph's my clothing boy.
Well, it takes time.
He was over my house yesterday. I threw him out before we had dinner. I just said, get out of here.
You decided you didn't want to feed him?
No, I mean, it's just exhausting. Because he never leaves. It takes hours for him to leave.
You'd think one day he would just get the hint and do his business and leave.
He won't do it. Just won't.
Does he get mad at you?
I don't know. I just please. I gotta get out of here.
And then does he start taking his time to collect all of his stuff?
Yeah. It takes hours. Like he has to go pick up stuff. I mean, and so it becomes like I have to follow him around the house, and you know he just can't leave on his own.
To make sure he doesn't stop.
If he would just, and I have to stand there and watch him leave. Otherwise, he doesn't leave. I just can't say, "Can you please leave?" and then just have him pick up his stuff and go. It's so irritating. And then my wife will go, did he leave yet? I go, no, he's still picking up stuff.
Where'd he go?
He goes back home.
Oh.
But he just walks around my house like looking for stuff.
Yeah, well, he spreads out when he gets there.
You go to somebody else's house and guess where I just get thrown out of.
Yeah. All right, I got to take a break. We'll be back right after these words, and then I'll play the Ku Klux Klan message, and I'll tell you about what Doonesbury wrote about me.
Yeah, because I didn't see that. I would like to see if I understand.
Nobody saw it because nobody reads it. All right, we'll take a break.
We're back with the Howard Stern Show.
Before I get to everything I'm supposed to get to, on my phone, I'm very excited about this, is a candidate I support. This is Kyle Mccaro, who is running for congressman in Virginia, in Alexandria. Mr. Mccaro, is that you?
Yeah, Howard, how you doing?
How you doing?
Okay.
Hey, let me tell you why. Let me tell you what's going on. I'm reading Billboard magazine the other day, right?
Right.
I'm reading the Billboard magazine, and I open it up. I read it because, after all, I'm in radio, and they write about radio. And I'm reading along. I see my name, and I see it next to this guy, Representative Jim Moran. And as I'm reading it, I see this guy screaming and carrying on about Howard Stern, and he's got to be off the radio. And the FCC should find him more and more money. And I'm reading this, and I go, forget about the fact that it's me. So where do you find a congressman who gets 2 years in office? Really, 2 years. And it's a great job. He has an opportunity to change so much that's wrong in the world. And this guy, his biggest problem that he could find, now you talk about health care, you talk about poverty, you talk about people paying too much for their taxes, you talk about a million different things that could be going wrong in this country. You tune in, I was saying to Robin this morning, you tune in 60 Minutes. They got a problem a week on there that make you want to die.
3 problems a week.
3 problems a week that you say, boy, if I had any power, I would go look into this. This guy, the big problem that he could find is Howard Stern. It's enough to make you throw up. I said, this is a guy we got to get. We got to get him out of office. I'm going to find out who he's running against, and I'm going to throw my support to him. And you know what? I've got a huge audience in Alexandria, Virginia. Huge. It's one of my biggest audiences. I said, for once, I'm going to ask my audience to do me a favor. I've never asked the audience to do a favor. I said, I need you to vote for Kyle Mccaro.
Well, I appreciate it.
Didn't you run against this guy one other time?
I ran against him in 92.
And you know what it is? It's a Democratic bastion, Alexandria, and people automatically vote Democratic.
Right. They don't look at the qualifications of
the
candidate.
And I'm looking at this guy you're running against, this Moran. This guy's got some background. How dare he throw stones?
Well, that's why he's doing it.
Is that what it, you know what it is? He's
trying to deflect?
Yeah, he's trying to look conservative.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? He's picking an issue. And it's a nonsense issue, and he really deserves to be thrown out of office because he's out of touch with his constituency. These are people who have real problems, and this is what he's worried about. Let me ask you, are there any problems in Alexandria that should be addressed before Howard Stern?
Yeah, I can think about 80 or 90.
Really?
Starting off with crime.
Right.
Taking care of health care.
Right.
Reforms, reforming Congress. Maybe doing something about welfare.
Yeah, why is this guy so worried about
transportation?
Yeah, what's he worried about? What's on the radio, this guy?
Well, he thought you were an easy mark. I think he just discovered he was wrong.
Yeah, I think what he figured is, hey, I'll say this. It'll appeal to some conservatives out there. And it's easy, and it'll look like I'm doing something. How dare this guy? This guy. And then I'm reading, what's his name? We should call him Nolo Contendere, shouldn't we? Wasn't he in trouble, this guy?
Yeah.
How did this guy win an election?
How does he have the nerve after, having been thrown out of a couple of different offices?
What is this here? Let's see. Now, let me ask you. Let me check with you. Is it true? Did he get in trouble for bouncing congressional checks?
He bounced a few, although they closed the bank, I think, about a month after he got...
he didn't get a chance.
I see.
To really do any damage.
Tell me what's true and what's false here. Anything about a trip to Sweden with the taxpayers' money?
I don't know if it was... I think he took a trip to Switzerland that was part of all of that rigmarole when he had to leave office.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about a trip to Sweden.
Now, why did he plead nolo contendere?
You'd have to ask Jim.
No, I mean, what was the violation?
The charge was, I guess he pled no contest to a conflict of interest charge.
So, in other words, what did he do? It was a reduced misdemeanor?
Right.
That's some opponent you got there.
Well, what he didn't he approve something for somebody who'd made a large contribution to his campaign?
Is that the case?
Yeah, that was written up in the Post back in 1999. That was 2 years before I ran against him.
Well, this is a guy who's worried about Howard Stern on the radio? I mean, I think
he needs to watch himself.
Yeah, this is a guy who maybe better listen to Howard Stern on the radio. I preach honesty. What is this? Who is this guy? Well, you know what? This is... Mr. Mccaro, let me tell you something. What I am going to do is I'm going to lay low a little bit, and then about 2 weeks before the election, I will begin to dissect this guy. You can call me your best friend. I am going to remind the voters every day that this guy is a creep, that he has nothing better to do than to worry big statements about Howard Stern on the radio. I wouldn't mind if he went off after Howard Stern on the radio if about 900 other problems were solved in this country. I think anyone who's lived in the Washington, D.C. area as I have, you take about you walk away about a block away from the White House. There is crime, and I mean, you would think you were in another country. You walk a block away, you better start running. But here's a guy, Congressman Moran, who has been given the office of Congress. So now his big problem is Howard Stern. These guys are all nuts, and this is why you got to vote him out, and you got to give Mr. Mccaro here, Kyle Mccaro, a chance to serve you for 2 years, because we're doomed if we get guys like Representative Moran in there
who keep getting elected over and over again to do this silliness.
If you're gonna vote for this guy, then you're insane. So the guy to vote for is Kyle Mccaro. He's a Republican, and even though I guess you were born into some kind of dynasty where you have to vote Democrat in Alexandria, for once motivate yourself and get this guy out of there. He's not doing you any good. Give Mr. Mccaro here a chance for 2 years.
Don't you feel kind of embarrassed when the only person around to represent you has had this many problems with the law?
Yeah. Kyle, I mean, there must have been a definite ethics question here on the last campaign. True?
Yeah. Yeah, we talked about it, but
the voters didn't hear it.
When a guy raises $1 million, it's hard to penetrate.
Oh, watch the penetration you get now. Me and your buddy Liddy there, we're going to all campaign for you. You wait and see what happens.
Well, I hope your listeners call in and contribute.
Listen, you're not even going to need it. You ask Christy Todd Whitman what I did for her in New Jersey. I put her right into office. That was a close one. They all predicted Florio was going to win. Last minute, I started banging away. 2 days before the election, I started banging away. Boom!
And we're going to give you 2 weeks.
I'm going to give you 2 weeks. People are going to be trained like robots to walk in there and pull the lever for Kyle Mccaro. Jim Moran is history. Trust me.
I will.
Watch. And we'll give you an opportunity because, after all, you seem to be you seem to be a guy who's anxious to serve the public. Maybe we'll have a man in there who's not worried about Howard Stern. Can you imagine with all the problems in this country, you got a guy screaming Howard Stern? This is unbelievable to me. This guy's worried about the radio. You got crime completely out of hand. You got a health crisis. I'm watching 60 Minutes last night, Kyle. I'm watching about a town that has corruption in it, and I mean there were so many things that you could get involved in.
Unfortunately, the kinds of problems they were facing in Chelsea, Mass. wouldn't bother Jim Moran.
No, I don't think so.
You know, he voted both ways on the racial quotas.
Is that right?
So that's how seriously he takes the crime issue.
Yeah, you know what else kills me? Here's a guy I'm reading. He was a regular on the Greaseman show. He's a regular on that show. I thought he has a problem with dirty radio.
No.
So-called dirty radio.
Only when it suits him.
Yeah, when it suits him. And believe me, he could care less about what's on the radio. He's looking to appeal to somebody.
And it's sort of like biting the hand. Doesn't his friend Greaseman now work for the same company that he would like to see fined?
Yeah, I love that. It just drives me crazy when I read a guy is in office. He's enjoying being a congressman.
The privilege
to serve.
Working for the people of this country.
And it's an exciting position for 2 years of your life. Here's a guy who could be doing so much. This is what he's doing. This is why you got to vote these guys out. You got to give a guy like Kyle Mccaro a chance. He's anxious to serve. I assume.
You bet.
Yep.
You bet. And mainly, I'm not going to sit around and pander to people.
Yep.
What he's doing. But, if people want to help, they can call me. We've got an 800 number.
Good. I encourage that. What is your 1-800 number?
So, 203-9200.
203-9200?
That's right.
Let me tell you something. If anybody wants to help, I would appreciate it. I've never asked my listeners to help anybody. I say let's get behind Kyle Mccaro, especially the people of Alexandria. If you enjoy this show, let's get this guy, Moran. Let's get him out of office. Let's get him.
Well, if your listeners call up and help us and send a contribution, we'll do it.
Good. Thank you.
All right, thanks.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Boy, was I ticked off when I read about this. I said, what's this guy doing? And you know what? He thinks I'm going to sit back and take it, this Moran. I'm not taking anything from this guy.
One wonders exactly. He couldn't have been thinking of anything.
I don't know.
He really didn't think this one out.
Now, you see, that's the problem. If you got a congressman who's not thinking things through, what do we need him for?
Yeah.
I'll be getting more reports on this guy. It's just starting to seep through now, all the information. And I got here's books on the guy. I got
right.
Books.
I mean, it's very interesting, the things that he's been in. He's had to leave office because of some shenanigans he's been up to. But he continues to run.
The misdemeanor charge, which forced Moran to resign from city council last June, carries a maximum penalty of 12 months in jail and a fine of $1,000. Moran himself said last week he plans to run for Congress. A lot of people who support Moran want to buy a congressman, said City Councilman Donald C. Casey. Several contributors gave $1,000 or more to Moran's campaign coffers. Baba Booey, I asked him to
highlight.
Well, let me show you how he highlights. Highlights this whole page.
Uh-huh.
Papa this whole page.
Oh, good. So everything there is very
everything
important.
Everything is highlighted.
I'm sure he got the pertinent information because he underlined everything.
Yes.
Moran was found guilty of a misdemeanor violation of the state's conflict law. State's conflict law. I don't know. It reeks of bad news. Bad news. Hey, anyway, I want to do the KKK thing. Can I do that here?
We should break first.
We got to break first? Okay. Because the guy did get a 1-800 number. And I got to read you this comic strip about me because you have to interpret it for me.
All right. Can't wait to hear Doonesbury.
Yeah. All right, we'll be back right after this.
We're back with the Howard Stern Show.
Jackie Platinum Joke Page Martling. He's on somewhat of a career roll right now. To order Jackie's new comedy CD, they're going fast, only $10 plus $3 shipping and handling. Price includes full color catalog. Call 1-800-323-5464. And this Thursday, May 5th, one big show at Toppers on Ocean Parkway in Brooklyn. Go try and stump the joke man. Okay. All right, very good. All right, thank you. It's the joke train.
I just keep thinking about the catalog. I haven't gotten it yet.
Me neither. I have not seen. No one shows me that. All right.
Choo choo.
Jew, Jew.
Jew, Jew.
Cheap Jew.
Jew.
All right, yeah. Baba Booey.
Oh yeah, I had something I wanted to tell you.
Bowie.
So you know how we like reality on the show. So I'm about to provide you with an unlimited source of comedy for the coming years.
All right.
I have a big announcement.
Go ahead.
Mrs. Bowie and I are going to have a baby Bowie.
I told you, Howard, he was working on this.
Oh man, you're kidding. That's more pressure for me.
I knew that.
Told you, and he kept lying and said, no, there's lots of time. I
Gary,
knew this is what they were doing.
Wait a second. Let me think this through. You got your wife pregnant.
Wait a second. I haven't even thought it through
How
yet.
pregnant is she?
3 months.
3 months. Oh, you waited the first 3 months. Yeah,
I
everyone
knew
does.
it.
3 months today.
I knew it all that time.
The first time I got my wife pregnant, I announced it the day I got her pregnant.
And then it didn't work out.
And then it didn't work out. My wife was crying the whole time. Why did you tell everyone if I get pregnant again, you have to wait 3 or 4 months? I was just like, would you mellow out?
Pretty soon it'll be 9 months. If you have another baby, you have to wait the whole 9 months.
Yeah, right. Oh, no more babies for me. I can't wait to see Baba Booey in about a year when he can't even go out.
He won't be able to get up for work. He'll continue to go out.
Well,
we'll miss out.
Sleepy. Of course, yeah.
And then his wife starts yelling at him, how come you can go out and I can't?
You have to stay here with me.
Yeah.
I want you spending time with us.
I can't wait to see you. Hey, congratulations.
Yeah.
Congratulations, douche.
A baby Bowie.
Oh, it's going to be great.
Bowie.
Isn't that great?
Papa father.
God.
You won't even be watching hockey games on TV, dude. You wait and see.
You'll be nursing.
Oh, I know. I mean, I know what's going on.
Wait till your record collection and everything. Oh, all your anal retentive stuff. And then
forget about it. No more record listening. None of that
Start
stuff.
saving for dentist bills.
Oh, yeah. Let's hope the baby looks like
maybe he'll have just
Mary.
one big tooth.
Yeah.
Huggy.
What if the kid has your teeth?
Then the kid's gonna get braces.
Right.
Either that, or maybe you can get him knocked out at birth and new ones put in immediately.
Meanwhile, what's he gonna do? Let's say I leave radio in a year.
I hope Mary has a good job.
Think the kid will come out lips first?
Well, they better deliver the lips. Don't you deliver the biggest part first?
Yeah. Usually that's traditional. You try to get the biggest part through first.
Right.
And you put that plunger right on him.
No kidding, man. So what are you going to do? Seriously, what are you going to do? Now you're gonna have to like you and Mary, if you ever broke up, it would have been fine because she could have gone off and done her thing, you would have done it. Now you're gonna have to support a kid.
Sure.
You're going to be able to?
Yeah, I think so.
All right.
Well, his father did it with an ice cream truck.
My father supported 3 kids with an ice cream truck.
Yeah, but the ice cream business isn't what it used to be.
True.
That's right. No, seriously, what if I leave? Are you going to be all right?
I think I will be.
You will be?
Yeah.
All right.
I don't think I'll ever be as happy as I am now.
Oh, so you'll be a good father.
Yeah, right.
You'll be a miserable guy.
You'll be a good father.
What will you do? Do you think that you'll do something in show business?
Oh, I think so, yeah.
What would that be?
He will be selling shirts at Madison Square Garden.
That's show business.
With the papoose.
Is that show business? Hey, Jay Leno, is that show business?
No, that's show business, Hal.
Sure.
Sure, so you're going to have a little baby, huh? Congratulations, Bowie.
Thank you, Jay.
Baba Bastard. So sleepy.
What happened? You having trouble getting her pregnant? Or?
No, none at all.
None?
No trouble at all. First try.
Yeah. Did you? So obviously you told
So
everyone.
you two sat there with the pregnancy test thing and the whole thing?
Wow.
We went out one night. We came home and you know, you did that thing. You go to the bathroom on the stick.
Right. Yeah. That's always fun.
And then I was reading the directions. By the time I finished reading the directions, which took about 30 seconds, we were pregnant.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
So what happened? Your wife said it was okay now for you to tell everyone in the radio.
Well, we decided that, you know, we figured once we told you guys, I didn't want to tell you off the air.
Right.
And once you tell it on the air, everyone knows. So we just decided to wait.
Very good.
Well, that's really great. Congratulations, Gary. I hope the kid is not black.
Hey, Jay, your material is really changing.
Yeah, well, I'm the new Jay. I know you told me get Eye of the Tiger, so this is what I'm working on.
Yeah, you get a little more rambunctious.
The new Blue Jay.
All right.
Blue Jay.
Blue Jay.
I hope the kid don't come out black. Remember, you're gone all day.
That's true.
So maybe the kid will look like Branford or something.
Now, that would be interesting.
You know, I'll tell you something. I like to bang his wife myself.
Is that right?
Jay.
Really, Jay?
Yeah, the new Blue Jay, everybody.
Blue Jay. You're a little more outrageous than you used to be.
That's right, outrageous. We have a great show this evening. You know, maybe this is old news, by the way.
Right. Very good.
So now you're ready for Mrs. Bowie to blow up?
Yes, I am.
Yeah.
Has she got a little belly on her yet?
Little belly, breasts a little bigger. That was great.
Yeah. Good luck, man. Congratulations, I mean.
I could give that skinny wench a roll she'd remember.
There you go, Jay.
You're not going to do, what? Go ahead, Jay.
What? I was just,
Oh, you had nothing else to say?
No, I had nothing else to say. Nothing important.
So you know what it is? Did you get amniocentesis?
No, we didn't get amnio.
You're not going to do any of that?
We're not going to know what it is.
She's young enough, your wife, that you probably won't have a retard.
Wait a minute.
What?
You know, usually that's just because of the age of the mother, but what happens when the father's a retard?
Yeah, maybe they better have amniocentesis. Hey, I wonder if your boy will go to the same college you go to, at Delphi.
AU.
No, seriously, man.
Isn't this the first time an interspecies baby has been created?
Yeah, that's right, Jay.
Yeah.
Did I say
From
that?
a monkey.
I said right up front it was an unlimited source of comedy.
Interspecies.
Yes, and I'd split her like firewood if I had a chance.
Right. So, Jay, you know, you're funnier when you're blue.
Wait a minute.
Blue Jay.
Right.
What does Baba want, a boy or a girl?
What are you hoping for? As long as it's healthy, Vol.
No, I really don't care.
Yeah, come on. In a way, you kind of have a preference.
I like boys.
You do. You would like a son.
I like a son first, you know,
Right.
because this won't be the last child.
Father with your foot.
geez,
Oh,
you're
you
gonna
have
have
a big
lots of
family. Oh.
No, not a big family. Maybe like
2 or 3.
Let me ask
like
you this, Gary.
Yeah,
who
yes,
will pick
Jay.
the nits off the baby's fur?
Yeah, well, if you let a grooming go.
Jay, you know, it isn't necessarily true that grooming will be necessary. The baby could take after Mary's side of the family.
The
Oh,
baby
come on,
could
we
be-
all know. Now, is there one among us that doesn't know that the hairy little bastard will be swinging from the chandelier as soon as he makes his appearance?
That could be.
The baby could be hairy and toothy. Oh, geez.
Man, I can't picture Gary as a father, though.
I told you, this was my worst fear once he got married.
Boss really gave me a good ass kicking today, baby Bowie.
Maybe this is a Bowie can ask Robin how to bathe for ringworm.
You think the kids will have ringworm?
Sure.
Well, they'll certainly bite.
Yeah, right.
Yes, I can just see it now, picking its ass and opening bananas.
It's going to be a great day.
Yeah, he won't need a papoose. The baby can just hold on.
Right.
Latch on, right.
So that's exciting. What happened when you told your parents? Were they excited?
Very excited.
And what about Mary's parents?
Very excited also.
Very excited.
Yeah, it's a thrill.
Did everyone call each other? Did the parents call each other? And
Did you tell them that you were going to start, or was this a big surprise? You just like...
No, it was a surprise. We didn't tell anybody. We were.
It's a surprise to me.
In fact, Robin, like about 2 days after we found out that Mary was pregnant, Robin asked me when we were starting a family, and I had to lie and say,
I know. I knew something was going on.
And then Tom asked me if Mary was pregnant because I had gotten fat. He thought that, it was like...
Oh, that's interesting.
But I lost weight now.
Yeah, right.
He thought I was putting on some sympathy weight.
So you don't want to have amnio to check the mental health of the baby?
I don't know if it's necessary.
Mm-hmm. So what happens? What do you mean? What if the... not that I want to, I don't want this to happen. No. But what if the baby comes out retarded? Then you'll be sorry you didn't get amniocentesis.
Well, we're following doctor's orders.
You really are.
Instead of Howard's orders.
The doctor says it's not necessary.
That's correct.
All right. Okay. Hey, even if the baby's retarded, it'll still be smarter than Gary. So, it don't matter.
For work, Gary, you can always buy an organ grinder and the kid can hold the cup. I don't know much about parenthood myself, to tell you the truth.
Right. You never had children, right, Jay?
No, but I do know some things that you won't... First of all, Gary won't need babysitters. You just lick the lips and stick it to the wall. Providing he does look like you and not your beautiful wife, I must say.
That's right.
I have to qualify.
That's right.
She wanted to have Gary's baby.
Hey, what woman wanted?
She wanted that baby.
Really bad, huh?
Yeah.
And what did she do? Did she?
Did you guys do all those funny positions?
To have a boy?
No. It was.
You do it from behind. That's how you have a boy.
I got to tell you, it was.
Did you do it from behind?
No.
You didn't?
Did she make any special preparations?
That's exactly what happened.
Did she wear socks?
We talked about having a kid, and a lot of people, a lot of friends have been trying to have kids, 4 months, 6 months, a year.
Right.
So we said, we'll just try and see what happens.
Right. You're very fertile.
And then it just happened.
Right.
So nothing special was done.
No.
Just none of that stuff.
None of that stuff.
No. It wasn't necessary. They weren't having problems.
But I just wondered if, since they were, like that she started watching.
Well, I tried to have a boy.
Yeah.
So I had to do special preparations. My wife had to douche with vinegar.
I was going to see the douching and all that.
Yeah, well, it depends what you want. If you want a boy, you have to create a hostile environment.
Acidic or the other way around?
Maybe it was a baking soda douche. Which douche was it?
Vinegar or baking soda?
All of them are gross.
Well, Gary, if you have a boy, you're fired.
Why?
Because I didn't have a son.
And he doesn't want you having
right.
This is what my thinking is. Come from a long line of boys. There's 3 boys in my family.
It's like the more penetration you get, the more odds of having a boy. I never could get that penetration.
You could hardly get in there.
Yeah. Well, I would say hardly, Riley.
You ever think of artificial insemination?
No, I'm against that. That's against my whole belief system.
So you wouldn't do the turkey baster even for a boy.
And I could have done a whole thing. I could have done a thing where they took centrifuge my sperm, and then therefore I would have had better odds of having a boy. But I said, I don't care. I'm not going to go that far. I'm not going to let medical science tamper with my sperm. But I knew because of my small size that I would not be able to penetrate douche to make up for my lack of length. In fact, I'm lucky I didn't have a midget. I was really afraid of that. I talked to the doctor. I said, if it goes by length, I could very possibly give birth to a midget.
Wobble.
Excuse me, son?
Wobble.
Gee, it's a beautiful boy midget.
Thank you.
I have a question for
Yes, Tom. Tom Chisano, our general manager.
I my congratulations,
Thank you,
Gary.
Tom.
Congratulations. Yeah. I did ask the question about if he was putting sympathy weight on a couple weeks ago.
Yes, you did.
But as my wife's putting weight on, I'm losing it now.
Right. So, Tom, when Gary comes to you next year and says he needs a raise, and you
because
say...
he has a family.
7%. I'm sorry, Gary. Do you think he'll be more sympathetic now that he has a child?
I didn't ask him to have a baby.
Right. That's right. It's not his business.
At least you're consistent.
That's right.
Hey, maybe Tom will be invited to the christening since he was invited to the wedding.
The list starts at C, and Tom's first on it.
Busy.
How much of a tactical error was that, not inviting Tom to your wedding?
I got to tell you, I was just thinking yesterday how long it had been since you had brought it up. I don't know why. But I said, Howard...
Why didn't you invite Tom, your boss, to the wedding?
I said to myself, Howard sort of laid off that.
The one thing you do when you have a wedding is
he got
you use
the date, the premises, and then he forgot the boss.
Seriously, the guy you have to go ask for a raise every year, what better stroke than to have him at your wedding and make him part of the family?
That's right.
It was such a tactical error.
It's been agreed and apologized for many times.
I think Gary was thinking, hey, wait a second. I want this to just be friends, and Tom's no friend of mine.
That's not true.
Well, then why? Although your close friend Richard Simmons was invited, a guy you see every day.
He's a close friend of my parents.
Or his other close friend, Dominic. This is how many years ago?
Yeah, Dominic.
No, I wasn't hurt.
What, Richard Simmons? Richard Simmons doesn't even talk to you anymore.
I know.
Tom knows the whole guest list.
There's 2 or 3 people that were invited to our wedding on both ends that we haven't spoken to any longer. But you can't predict that's going to happen.
Is still speaking to you.
Yeah, and Tom's still remembering that he wasn't invited.
No, he's not remembering it. You're remembering it.
No, why is it that the guy that you have to go ask for a raise every year, why wouldn't you invite him? I mean, that's such a schmooze occasion, and who cares if Tom's sitting there?
Can we celebrate the birth of my...
You make sure he's there before anybody else.
Are born
no, but I mean, what scares me is you're the guy who's supposed to be thinking for me.
We're celebrating life here, and you're bringing...
And you couldn't even plan a wedding.
Death all over this thing.
Man.
A big cloud.
He's also the guy that writes the recommendation when he has to go to his next job when you leave radio.
Right, because I'm certainly not going to be involved.
That's right.
Or he might be the guy you have to go to and say, hey, Tom, now that Howard's leaving, is there a place here for me?
Right. Yeah.
I'd make Tom the godfather of my child.
He's Catholic. He's certainly able
qualified.
to.
Absolutely. Catholic, a very important religion.
That is to us.
Absolutely.
To other kids.
That's right.
Yeah, because if anything happens to us, actually, Tom could provide a pretty good home.
Tom is really religious. Tom, you're a very religious Catholic, right?
No, I'm not a very religious Catholic, but I mean, I go to church.
I always thought religion was interesting, how guys get very attached to it.
Yeah.
And to me, it's almost like, well, I worship a green stone, and you worship a white stone, but my religion is better.
Right, the white stone really works.
Yeah, the white stone works. If you worship that statue, it really works.
Well, you're all screwed up because you got the wrong stone.
I'm very anti-religion. I'm very...
I don't think anybody's is better than the others.
Oh, come on. Of course you do.
Then why wouldn't you just celebrate them all?
Then why pray?
Because this was the way I was born. You know, I was brought up.
Yeah.
This is what I was taught. And
yeah, but what, you have to believe everything you're taught?
They also used to teach that the world was flat.
Do you think there was a Jesus? Tom, you think there was Tom, deep down inside, do you think there was a Jesus? Be honest.
Do I think there was a Jesus?
Do you think there's a difference between Santa Claus and Jesus?
Yeah, I think
you do. You think Santa Claus is made up and Jesus was real?
Yeah.
And what about the Easter Bunny? You think he was real?
Wait a minute.
Easter Bunny is fake.
There's no shroud of Easter Bunny.
Okay,
you
so
see the shroud of Turin.
You think
there's historical proof that Jesus existed on the Turin.
The Shroud of Turin was proved to be a fake.
Yeah, the Shroud of Turin was not only a fake, but never mind the Shroud of Turin.
Turan.
I mean, Tourette's. The Shroud of Tourette's. Did you say Turan?
Yes.
Oh. That was. You know, all that was a rotten hunk of cloth they found. That kind of looked like a guy. I mean, let's be honest.
It looked like cartoon art to Gary. That's why he believed it.
You're telling me, in your mind, Santa Claus is a fake.
Yes.
And Jesus is a real guy.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Okay.
No.
You don't see that? Isn't there?
I think they're equal.
No.
There's some historical.
Of course they're equal.
How come nobody wrote a huge book, which I'm not crazy about, but a huge giant book that Jesus existed on this earth? You don't consider the Bible?
You know L. Ron Hubbard?
History?
You know L. Ron Hubbard is?
Yes.
Who was he?
He was some guy who wrote some books and
he was a science fiction writer. You know, he's God now too.
Give it 2,000 years.
Give it 2,000 years and he's God.
There you go.
And you'll be praying to that book. I don't get it. It's just like, and it basically comes down to
practice. I don't want to hear from you either.
No, I don't. I really don't.
Oh, yes.
You don't go to wherever it is.
I don't go to services.
You do.
No.
You do.
I don't.
Well, don't you go sometimes because your family sort of like your mother and father?
I will go to make them happy.
Right. Your daughter's been bar mitzvahed, right?
Yes, I will do that.
Okay.
And of course, my wife rejects the Catholic side of my life. And only my wife is a Jewess, so she
ignores that.
So how can you combine?
I told my wife I was against any kind of religious training for the kids, and she said, "Why?" Because it makes them part of the community and all that kind of stuff. I said, "Look." I said, personally, I think it's a big waste of time. I'd rather they take karate. No. Instead of going to religious classes, I'd rather they take karate and learn how to defend themselves.
So if your kids came home and said they wanted to be Buddhist, that they learned in karate class, that would be no problem for you?
Excuse me?
If your kids went to like karate class and somehow learned Buddhism, and they said that's what they wanted to be.
If they're that gullible that they think a big fat green statue is God, then I'll disown them. How's that? How's that? If my kids are that much of a dupes, that's like these wanderers that in Boston in Kenmore Square wander around and the Scientologists pick them off the street and take them in and they turn them into Scientologists. I said, if my kids are that much of a dupe. Yeah, one meeting with a movie, and they're all of a sudden got a new god.
They feed them rice to make them dull.
That's it.
But if it gives you something to focus a spiritual side on, there's nothing wrong with it.
Yes, there is. There's something fundamentally wrong with it, and I'll tell you what it is. It sets people apart. It says, wait a second, my statue of Mary is better
than your statue of Moses.
Wait, if it does that, you're
or
right.
Buddha.
If it does that, you're right. But it shouldn't.
If it does.
I think all people...
Wars have been based on this, Tom.
No, you're absolutely right.
I think people should just...
More wars of religion than probably anything else in history.
Yeah, so people should just focus on money or something. Something good.
Something that they, makes sense when you fight.
My dollar's worth more than your dollar?
No, dollars are equal. What is it, Jay?
Yes, for myself, I worship the ratings. If Jesus got me a 6 share, I'd be a Christian.
There you go, Jay. Well, you'll beat Letterman someday.
That's worship.
That's right. You keep working blue like that, and I think your ratings will go.
Let me ask Gary something now that I've got him here in the interview situation.
Yes, Jay.
He's my new guest.
Right.
Yes, now, Gary will be using a pediatrician or a veterinarian?
With the new baby? I don't know.
I have to go pediatrician.
Now, where are you going to find a baby carriage with a cage in it? Is that available in New York?
Well, the big news that Gary is going to be a father in 6 months is very, very exciting.
I've got a new name for the kid.
Yes.
Simeon. I mean Simon.
Simon. Well, that's very exciting. That's very exciting. I wonder if the baby will have Gary's jawline with the lips and teeth.
Hopefully not.
Or hopefully Mary's.
Zippy Delavante.
Chuckles. I'm hoping that...
Anyway, so you guys are that sort of entrenched in religion that believe that Santa Claus is a fake.
I never go to church, and
but I'm saying...
But you will be christening the baby, and that's
that's my wife's idea.
I always blame the wives, you guys.
No, I mean, I'm not very... I could go either way on it. I'm not very, very religious. But I do believe that Jesus existed. I don't know if I believe the Catholic Jesus existed.
I don't believe any of these guys existed.
You don't believe Moses was around?
No, don't believe it.
What's that other guy's name?
What about Muhammad?
Muhammad, I believe, was around. No, of course not. I don't believe any of these guys were around.
Abraham.
You know that the Hare Krishnas...
You think they made that history up?
Yes. Of course. Of course, it's a fairy
Abraham
tale.
didn't take his baby up on a mountain and try to kill it.
No, you know what? You ever see? You know how prolific Stephen King is? He's one of the great writers of our time. This guy comes out with a book. He comes out with so many books, he gives himself a different name so he can come out with even more books.
It's like fairy tales.
They're fables based on keeping people in line.
So how did they become these books that everybody would pay attention to?
Well, they would be like they would tell stories. The storyteller in the town would tell these stories, and someone wrote them down.
Aesop's Fables.
Like Aesop's Fables. Parables, thank you. But that's what would happen, and then you'd keep reading these stories over and over again, and people started praying to a book and stuff. That's how that's how religion happened. Is there a God? There's a...
Oh, I don't want to hear from you.
There is
You're wimping out already.
There is a
magnet in the sky.
A magnet.
Robert, do you believe in God?
Do I believe in God? I believe that there's some order to the universe.
Oh,
that's
cool.
what I believe.
I pray to the order of the universe. But anyway, that's what's going on. People get... I mean, when you see the cardinal come out in that big, giant purple hat...
Well, guys like him are what turn me off to religion.
Well, if there was a God, why would the Pope fall in his bathtub?
Right, Tom.
So what has that got to do with religion?
That would never happen. He would be the most blessed man never to fall.
You know that like some of the cardinals have been calling for politicians who are pro-abortion. They've been calling for them, if they're Catholic, to be excommunicated.
Yeah.
I think it's weird.
It's a joke. Everything's screwy. Hey, where's the Ku Klux Klan message?
I don't know.
It's up and waiting to be played.
Is it? All right, let's take a break. Well, that's exciting news.
Congratulations, Gary.
To Gary Delabate.
I can't believe he sat on that information.
Just think the name Delabate will continue.
I'm sure the KKK guy is probably Christian and very religious.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, yeah, he talks about God. He's always quoting from the Bible.
But he hates Santa Claus.
He's on my side.
He loves Leviticus.
Yeah.
That's right.
Well, anyway.
Leviticus is what he calls it.
Leviticus.
And Deuteronomy.
Let's take a break. Very exciting news. I have to make sure that Gary works for the year till the year 2000, so
I guess you're working, huh?
So he can support his child. Seriously, Tom, what would you if I left the radio station? Let's say.
I know what my job would be. I've already thought about this.
But would you hire Gary?
Yes, and I'll tell you exactly why.
Why?
Oh.
Because somebody has to be in charge of the archive of Howard Stern.
Right.
And running those tapes while you're gone for the rest of your life.
But you can't. Can't run them without my permission.
Oh, I didn't know that.
See,
in that case, then you'll have to hire me so I can archive those tapes.
He wants to stay in guard at the archive.
You know what you can do? You can pull records for Allison Steele.
I could do that.
Can Gary do that, Tom? What does that pay?
That pays nothing.
That pays zero. What would he do around here if I left? You would have to let him go, right?
I don't know.
Be honest.
Honestly?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't... If you weren't here, would there be a job for... Probably not.
Right.
Oh.
Hey, the guy's honest with you. You might as well start making a resume on your new computer.
Well, my wife has a talent, luckily.
Yeah.
That I don't have.
She looks at you and doesn't throw up.
That's very good talent.
Big talent.
That's a good talent.
No, of course she does. You're going to be fine. You're going to be fine. Listen, so you'll be a house husband, that's all. No shame in that.
I can go work.
You'll do woman's work while your wife goes out and earns.
I don't think there's anything about that to be ashamed of.
Nothing. No, it's not too shameful to be a house husband.
Well, you know he is part owner in a car.
That's right.
That's right.
You can drive that.
And you know that since I don't work the standard 9 to 5 hours, usually leave here around 2:30 or so. At 3 o'clock, I'll be able to pick the baby up from daycare.
Right.
And I'll be able to spend some quality time with the child.
Right.
And influence it. Oh, dear.
Mary, you want spaghetti again for dinner?
Honey, could you stop at the store and pick up some ground beef?
On your way home from work?
Would you like sloppy Joe or beefaroni?
All right, let's take a break. It's all very exciting. It's a whole new situation.
I told you he was doing this.
So your wife's not going to be able to work. She's going to have to stay home with the baby.
Well, she's not going to work, obviously, while she has a baby, but she can do work out of the house, and she can work a couple of days.
How's she going to do that?
On a computer, via a modem.
Yeah, but someone's going to watch the kid. You think a kid just stays... You have no clue what you're in for.
As Jay said, the baby will come with a cage.
Yeah.
And that's how Mary
what do you think? Like the baby will sleep for like 4 or 5 hours?
She's going to work a couple of days a week, and we're going to, provide care.
You're going to get a housekeeper?
No, not.
What do you get? One of those babysitters that takes your kid and smacks it around while you're not
You're
looking?
looking for that girl who took care of the baby up in Westchester.
Yeah. Well, so the Delabate fortune just reduced by 50%.
Easily.
Yeah.
Easily.
You can drug that kid and it'll be manageable.
Thank you, Jay.
Let me ask you something, Gary. Will the baby arrive by stork or by chimp? This little bundle of joy.
All right. Let's take a break. Gary obviously hasn't thought this through.
No, we thought it through fine.
Yeah. All right.
I don't think it was irrational.
And we found a house we like this weekend as well.
Yeah, and now that you have 2 apartments you can't sell, that'll be very good.
Just one.
Yeah.
He's renting the other.
Hey, if anybody wants to buy an apartment, I have an apartment available.
Well, there you go. Let him advertise it. He's in bad shape.
73rd in Amsterdam. Great location.
Right.
Call the station here at 212-750-0550.
You're that desperate, huh?
What do you say in the ad in big letters? Must sell.
Right. Well.
A little haggle.
He finally found a house he likes, but he bought that other apartment that he's got. Now he's got a kid coming. He's a mess.
Well, who knew that,
You're a mess.
when you buy those things, when you buy those apartments, who knew that real estate values would go down?
Just about everyone but you.
That's not true. That's not true.
All right, let's take a...
Wait a second.
My last name to Hindenburg right now.
Let me ask you
Gary
something.
Hindenburg Delabate.
Let me ask you something right now, Jackie and Howard.
Okay.
Are your houses worth today what they were worth 5 years ago?
Well, considering that my house wasn't worth anything 5 years ago, I just bought the property.
Well, 4 years ago or 3 years ago, whatever.
No, the real estate values are the same, but I'm not in a position where I have to sell.
Right.
You are. You were thinking of having a family, you were married, why'd you buy an apartment?
No, I bought that apartment long before I even met my wife.
Oh, really?
I was single.
What did you need to buy an apartment for?
I thought it would be a good investment.
All right, listen. All right, we're going to take a break.
73rd in Amsterdam, great location.
All right, we'll take...
Sugar Ray Leonard's on the phone.
Okay, let me take a break and we'll be
Sugar Ray
back.
Leonard's on the phone.
Yeah, we'll be back right after these words with Sugar Ray.
Anything for the show. We're back with the Howard Stern Show.
Hey, guess who's on the phone right now? We've talked to him before. The luckiest man in the world.
The luckiest man in the world.
Hey, he's got another great...
Gehrig is on the phone.
No, not Lou Gehrig. unless the phone line fell on top of his grave. I'll tell you, the future Mr. Quivers is on the phone.
He's just gotten married again.
Yeah, Sugar Ray knows just when to get rid of a wife and bring up a new one. I saw his wife on Geraldo. What a piece of ass.
She's gorgeous.
Oh,
yeah.
my God. She's the type I like. Let me tell him.
She's female.
Hey, Sugar Ray.
Howard, how you doing?
How are you? Hey, let me tell you,
fine.
I saw your new wife on that Geraldo show.
What do you think?
Oh, piece of ass. Piece of ass. Let me tell you
So
something.
are you at home? What are you doing at home?
I'd be on top of Mrs. Leonard.
Robin?
Yes.
You still with Howard?
Yeah, I'm still with Howard.
Hey, Sugar Ray, you got to be the luckiest man in the world. Now, how'd you meet this one? This one's very young.
Well, her father, incidentally, was one of the original platters, Paul Roby. He passed away, unfortunately, but they're from a wonderful, wonderful family, and I was out checking out Luther Vandross at a concert.
Yeah, you're at a Luther Vandross show, yes.
Perfect.
And you know, your eyes drift and they kind of survey the room.
Yes.
And I popped up on this little lady. I said, yeah.
But I never thought you'd get married again.
Well, you know, I was trying to get my vending route in New York. And,
My vending route. That didn't work out. But, no, seriously, I mean, so you see her at the Luther Vandross concert, and how long does it take you to get her into the sack when you're Sugar Ray Leonard? It must be the first night you guys were lovers. Am I correct?
Well, you know, I'm a lot like you, Howard. You know, I take my time, and
I don't take my time.
You know, you just can't go for, like, instant gratification.
Oh, I guess you can.
You know, and we dated for like almost 2-3 years.
Before you got her?
Well, that's another story.
Yeah, come on. I mean, for goodness sakes, there's no way that you would hold out 2 or 3 years.
No, but I'm not as aggressive as these other guys. See, there are some fights in Vegas on May 7th, the rematches.
Yes, now I'm going to get to that.
Yeah, but I want to do that before you ran out of time.
You want to play?
I understand radio too.
I see what you're saying. All right, okay. Well, I'll just say this. I bet
Sugar Ray didn't call to tell you about his wife.
Yeah, I bet you nailed her in the first round. Let's put it that way. That's my guess.
All right now.
All right. Anyway, Sugar Ray. First of all, Sugar Ray has just not only does he have a beautiful wife.
Yeah.
Who is my type. You know, by the way, Sugar Ray, I've never had a black woman. And by the way, Sugar Ray marries black women. I want to go on record as saying to a lot of my brothers and sisters out there, salam alaikum, I want to say...
Salam alaikum.
Whatever. Alaikum salam, you're supposed to say, of course. Let me just... Ungawa is another thing you can say. Thank you. Listen, Sugar Ray.
Could you come here and hit him, Sugar?
No, I'm going to say something good.
I like Howard, you know, because Howard's a man of many faces.
That's right. Let me say something. Sugar Ray will occasionally hump a whitey, but he'll marry only a black girl. All right?
You know everything about him. Huh?
Sugar Ray, you ever have a white woman?
Do I ever had a white woman?
Yes.
No, I mean, it's like,
really?
You know what it reminds me of?
Go ahead.
Running for public office.
Right.
You know, it's the first time for everything, I guess.
Yes. Really? You never had... Interesting that you never had a white woman.
No, never had interest.
Really? Wow.
I love everybody. I love you.
Right.
That means you love everybody. You love everybody.
You don't have to say you love everybody. If you just say you love me, everyone understands that you love everybody. Now, I don't mean did you have sex with a white woman today. I mean forever. And all the time.
Oh, no.
Really? No kidding.
No.
See, this is a brother who you can really respect. All my black brothers and sisters.
Excuse me, what is this you're purporting to
Let me say something.
If a man marries a white woman, you don't respect him?
That's right, I don't. I don't even respect white guys that marry white women. Let me say something. Here's a brother who knows he has made it. He never turned his back on the black community. Always he had the beautiful sisters he would look at. He could have been like Sidney Poitier, gone off with the white women and all that kind of stuff.
Sidney Poitier was married to a black woman.
He was?
Well, yes.
I didn't know that.
Howard, you know what? You could have been my promoter a long time ago.
Now, you know what I'm talking about, Sugar Ray. You see a lot of the brothers, they make it, and then right away they're with the white women. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll give you an example.
Do you see a lot of that, Sugar Ray?
Oh, Sugar Ray sees that plenty.
No, I'm here in L.A., so I don't see that too often.
No, you know what I'm talking about. But you found yourself a very fine sister, if I may say so. And my type, she's perfect.
But are you into black women, too?
Yes, I am. I never had one. Never had the opportunity. But your wife would interest me.
Yeah?
She's my type.
Is it a matter of height preference or what?
First of all, your wife's very tall, isn't she?
Yeah, she's about 5'7", 5'8", considering the
I would say 36, 24, 36. Am I close?
You know what? And it's almost 4. What time is it here? It's 10 of 6.
Wake her up. Ask her a measurement.
And measure her.
Measure her. Do you have a measuring tape? Would you please measure her before you call in again?
Not with me.
I would say she's a C or a D cup. May I say that? Is that out of line?
Yeah, I think you're very close.
Yeah, I looked her over, believe me. And she was wearing a skirt on the Geraldo show. Very nice.
Did you try to look up this girl?
Oh, I was down on my knees, and this is a TV set I'm looking at.
Hey, Howard.
Yes.
Why you never talk about your wife?
Oh, I love my wife.
I never hear you comment or give a compliment.
Sugar Ray, I got a 20-year love affair going on that you wouldn't believe. I have a 20-year love affair.
Get out of here. Are you serious?
That's right. 20 years I've slept with the same woman, never cheated. But I'll tell you something. I would probably cheat with your wife. She has 2 of the nicest punching bags I ever saw.
Oh.
You know what I'm talking about. That's what I call them.
That's very nice of you, man.
Speed bags, whatever you call those. Beautiful speed bags.
Get the right. Hey, listen, Howard.
Yeah, Sugar Ray, let me just talk to you for a second. Sugar Ray is the luckiest man in the world. Not only did he have a great boxing career, great commentating career, you know, he did all the
still doing that, I would say.
Doing all that. Not only does he have a beautiful wife, but he got the best job in the world.
What's that?
He is MGM's boxing ambassador.
Oh,
now that's
how'd you
a
get
job.
that job.
Now that's a job I want.
You know what? I'm so pleased to be with the MGM family.
Yeah, of course you are. How much does that pay?
Back. I'm promoting them, promote fights.
You promote the fights and they pay you for that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, how much can you get for that?
Fights all my life, Howard. I promoted on your show.
Yeah, but I'm just saying. I mean, they got to pay you a salary just to go out and promote fights.
Well, you know, it's not that easy. You know?
Oh, sure it is.
Yeah, you got to talk to Howard.
Oh, please.
Well,
yeah, that's
no,
right.
I don't mind that. I don't mind doing that, but I prefer being in New York to be there with you.
I see. Okay.
You know?
Yeah, no, I like talking about your wife when you're far away. I don't want you smacking me around. You're a damn good fighter.
Hey, Howard.
You still had more fights in you. All that nonsense about your eye and all that?
No.
Big deal. Get in there and fight.
Oh, stop it.
I can't make... Hey, Robin, I will not make another comeback.
Thank you.
You should do it.
Live on your record. It's a good one.
Worst that happens, you lose sight in one eye.
Oh,
yeah.
Big deal.
Hey, listen to this, Howard.
Yeah.
That kid that beat me in New York at Cherry North.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a chump.
Trying to regain his... He got knocked out by Simon Brown.
He was nothing. You were worried about your eye, that's all.
No.
That's all. Everyone made you crazy with that eye business. If they never said a word about it, you would...
He had fought several fights with that eye. That was not the problem.
Thank you, Robert.
Howard doesn't know anything about that.
I was concerned about my age.
You know what you ought to do? I'm watching this show the other day. I said, Sugar Ray would be great. American Gladiators. Listen to this.
Those guys are too big for me.
I'm telling you. It's unbelievable. And believe me, so you'll lose your vision. You got money, buy a dog.
Buy two.
Buy 2 dogs. Anyway.
Hey, Robin.
What?
Punch in for me.
I will. I'm
all right,
go over
Sugar
there.
Ray, let me say something. Sugar Ray, you're the greatest. Let me say something. May 7th, this is why you called in. May 7th, Julio Chavez. Guilty. He's not up on trial.
Fight again? He fights every 3 weeks.
He wants to avenge his first and only loss, although there was a controversial draw with Pernell Whitaker.
Yeah, that last fight.
Yes.
Julio Chavez, could you kick his ass if you had to?
If I needed to, but
Yes.
I'm not in the fight business anymore, physically.
You could beat these guys, though. Julio Chavez versus Frankie Randall. And when these guys meet you, have you met Frankie Randall and Julio Chavez?
Yeah, he was such an underdog the first time.
And these guys must have such a hard-on to meet you that they practically act like homos when they're around you, right? Am I correct? I mean, these guys act like women when they're around you. Am I correct?
You know what, Howard?
What?
I think this is going to be the case for the biggest post-fight party.
Really?
Oh, yeah. I mean, anyone that purchases a $400, $600, or $800 ticket goes to this huge post-fight party.
And you'll be there?
With
Mrs. Leonard?
I want to invite you.
Well, listen.
You and Robin.
Oh, really?
Oh, to the fight.
Well, thank you.
We have a 15,000-seat arena and no fan man.
What about Mrs. Leonard? Will she be at the party?
She would be there. If she would be there, if you would be there.
And what will she wear?
Oh, it depends.
Mini skirt?
No.
Hot pants?
Those days are gone.
What do you mean those days are gone?
Those days are gone.
Oh, come on, you love that.
Oh, no. Those days are long gone.
So, okay, so the great Sugar Ray Leonard says, if you go to see the fight, Julio Chavez versus Frankie Randall, forget about those 2 guys, I can party with you afterwards.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's very nice.
Because we want to announce you at the fight.
And then it'll be at MGM.
Yes.
Where is MGM?
In Las Vegas.
Las Vegas.
Beautiful, big
Make
hotel.
a boxing eventually.
Very nice, very good, Sugar Ray. Boy, you got a good thing going on there.
Yes, I do. 4 incredible rematches.
Where's your wife?
Out.
Where's your wife right now?
Well, right now she's asleep.
Really? What's she wearing?
She's asleep, Howard.
They tell her from me that she is an African princess.
I would say she would love to hear that.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, she's something.
And before I lose you, Howard, also something that you...
Go ahead.
I think something that you would be interested in.
Well, if it involves your wife, I'm interested.
we have a ring girl contest.
Oh, is that right?
Oh, yeah.
Now, what about you? You never partake in any of that action?
No, those days are long gone, man.
Did you get her?
I'm like you.
I hope you got this new wife to sign prenuptial. I hope. I pray. Did you? Yes. I can tell from that laugh that's a yes. Am I correct? Sugar Ray? Come on, man. You got a lot of money. You got to be wary of that kind of thing.
You know what? I
bet that was a real good fight.
I really can't understand right now.
Getting that
was
agreement settled.
Sugar Ray, that was probably your best fight of your career. When you told her, honey, I love you so much, but could you just...
something's wrong with my phone.
Yeah.
I'm losing, Howard.
You know what I mean. You probably won 15 rounds on that fight. Honey, I love you, but I need you to sign a little piece of paper here to prove your love to me. Oh, honey, please. Then she starts swinging at him, goes for the bad eye, and right away he goes 15 rounds.
Hey, guys, how's the weather there?
Oh, it's pretty good. Hey, anyway, Sugar Ray, you are very, very lucky. You got the beautiful wife.
A wonderful job.
You got a wonderful job, MGM Boxing Ambassador. You're going to be there May 7th, Julio Chavez versus Frankie Randall.
Right.
You got it all going. You got the prenup. Right? Just cough once for yes.
And I'm talking to Howard Stern.
And you're talking to Howard Stern.
Probably.
Well, that must be a touchy subject.
I tell you what, though, man.
Yeah.
Life couldn't be better.
Oh, that's good. I'm glad. I like you, Sugar Ray.
I like you too, Howard.
You're a good man. Your life couldn't be better. That means she must have signed, right?
Yes. Listen, we need
See, that's his secret signal to the guys out there. Life couldn't be better. That means she signed it.
Signed the paper.
That's right. I get what I hear what you're saying, Sugar Ray. You can't exactly say it.
But you know what, Howard?
Go ahead.
When can I guess because I live in Los Angeles and Maryland,
yes.
I can't vote for you.
For governor.
Can I?
Yes, you can.
No, he'd have to be a registered New York.
He can. He's Sugar Ray. Of course he can.
They let him vote everywhere.
And all my brothers and stuff?
Yeah. Of course you can vote. There's no problem. You can vote for me for governor of New York.
There you go.
You're Sugar Ray Leonard. You can do whatever you want.
How's that going, by the way?
It's going very well. In fact, I just read in the paper yesterday my own party is trying to throw me out of the party. It's going very well. I read the paper yesterday. It says the Libertarians got together over the weekend and decided that maybe I'm not such a good candidate. Even though I won the nomination, I sealed it all up, and I did it all legal.
Fair and square.
Yeah.
But
I think I'm being impeached. Don't worry. Don't worry. I'm going to be the next governor of New York.
The next governor.
Don't you worry about it, Sugar Ray.
Does that mean everything is tax exempt?
Yes, tax exempt.
I tell you what.
There'll be no taxes in New York for you.
All right, he's coming back. He's going to move to New York.
Howard, you're a blessed man.
Thank you, Sugar Ray. What do you got, about 50 million?
No.
Come on, tell me the truth. You got 50 million?
Really?
What do you do all day? Let me get this straight. You wake up in the morning, what do you have, sex 2-3 times a day?
No, I get up in the... No.
And then you hang out?
No, I'm up in the morning, and first thing I do, I call Dennis Stenfrock.
Mm-hmm.
To see what fights we have lined up.
Really?
I call the golf course.
But you play golf every day?
Oh, I love it.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
What a life.
What a life you've got.
Oh, yeah.
Golf every day, huh?
Oh, yeah.
And where do you go, country club?
Yeah, there's a few clubs out here.
They let black guys in?
Well, the ones I go to now.
Right. I mean, there are other black guys to play with, or...
You know how I would love to do one day?
What?
Come to one of those exclusive, whatever.
Yeah.
And with me, you and I.
I'm going to take you to my country club.
Hell.
I'm going to take you to my country club. I'm just going to tell them you're tan.
Oh.
That's all. I'll get you in. We'll sneak you in. Don't worry.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah. I can get you in.
Are you a golfer?
Sure I am. Of course I am. I'm damn good, too.
Get him a set of irons.
I got my own set of irons. I don't need a set of irons.
Yeah?
I'm very good.
What's your handicap?
I've been playing kid. What's my what?
Handicap.
My height is my handicap. 6'5". I can barely reach the little hole. I tell you something. I'd like to go a few holes with your wife. Hey, come on.
What's all that noise in the background?
I don't know. Somebody just got shot.
What's all that noise in the background?
I don't know. It's a bunch of...
You know how when I come to New York, the first thing I'm going to do when I get off the plane?
Yes.
I'm going to come and see you, sir.
Good. And I want to see you, Sugar Ray.
All right?
Please do. The greatest boxer ever lived, Sugar Ray Leonard.
Thanks, Howard.
And bring that hot mama with you.
I will, Bob.
All right.
Yeah.
Sugar Ray, thanks. We'll see you May 7th for Julio Chavez and Frankie Randall.
Thanks, brother.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye-bye. And look, he's got all his marbles, this Sugar Ray Leonard.
Yeah, he got out before...
that Muhammad Ali.
Evander Holyfield, too.
Oh, Evander.
Did you watch that fight?
Yeah, I saw him interviewed. Hey, Evander, how was the fight? What was that, Evander? I said, how did the fight go? And this Muhammad Ali, same thing.
Well,
Poor Muhammad.
Don't talk about Muhammad.
How come Sugar Ray can talk beautifully?
Because he got out.
You know you speak damn good, Sugar Ray?
You Don King owe me money.
Who the hell is that I'm talking to?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Sugar Ray, you speak beautifully. Wait a second. I don't think...
Sugar Ray, are you still there?
I think Sugar Ray forgot to hang up the phone. I mean, we can hear.
Maybe we'll hear.
Guys, I'm still here.
I thought maybe I could hear some sex with your wife.
No, I'm still here, guys.
Hey, put the phone in the bed with you and your wife and let me listen.
Goodness, Howard.
Come on, let me...
You've never even done that. How could you request that of a guest?
Well, come on, it's Sugar Ray Leonard. He's the champ.
Hey, Howard.
Yeah.
Someone told me, I guess it's a tale, it's myth. They said the taller you are, the less you have.
Well, let me tell you something. In my case, it's very true. It's unbelievable. I have hardly anything there. It's unbelievable. I have hardly anything. It's so embarrassing.
But you're such a sex symbol now. I see. I watch you on E and Entertainment Tonight and all those other stations with your book.
Yes, I'm a sex symbol.
Drawing like, what, tens of thousands of people.
Did your wife look at me when I was on that show?
No, she doesn't like white guys.
Really?
No.
Believe me, I give her some of my sugar. She'll be turned on to it. All right, Sugar Ray. I know what you're saying.
It's time for me to go to bed.
You know I consider you my friend. Hey, you know what? If you were my friend, you'd send me half of your penis.
Oh,
so I could attach it.
Yeah, but it means it's two-tone.
Two-tone? I don't care two-tone as long as it gets the job done. All right, Sugar Ray.
Thanks, Howard.
Thank you.
Bye, Rob.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
That's the great Sugar Ray Leonard.
Glad he called us.
Of course he's glad.
He would send you half and it would be 2/3 of yours.
Right. Oh, wow, look at this thing. What's that? Yeah, he's a good guy, this Sugar Ray Leonard. I wish a lot of more people would behave like Sugar Ray.
Oh, please. Here you go with your behavior. I wish you would behave like Sugar Ray.
I wish there'd be more brothers who would behave like a Sugar Ray.
Nobody needs you to teach them, Howard.
Yes, they do. Be more calm in the world. You know what I'm saying?
A man who fought for a living.
Right. A man who took out his aggressions in the ring and not on the street. Why can't everybody behave like that?
Go to the ring.
He's a great guy. Good guy like that. I'm sure MGM would have hired him even if he wasn't a famous boxer because he's well behaved.
Sure.
Got his life together. That's a good man, that Sugar Ray Leonard. Anyway, I have to take a break, Rob. When we come back, we'll do some
Very
news.
patronizing.
Thank you.
Made by Mr. Howard.
Hey, I like him. I like the way he behaves himself.
Well, that's very nice that you're pleased.
He conducts himself in a very nice way.
That's all anybody wants to do is please you.
Please, the big massa.
He won't be wrestling any cops in Staten Island.
No, he won't. He knows how to behave. You know, it's funny. I'm reading this story about, there's a woman screaming, I don't know, over the weekend in Staten Island.
Once again.
The cops had to wrestle some guy to the ground, and the guy died.
Wow. And they're saying, forget about his past.
Yeah, the mother's saying, he was a good boy.
He was no troublemaker.
Yeah, meanwhile, he was in a load of trouble. And if he wasn't in trouble with the law...
Why would he run?
Yeah, right. He was running from the cops. What is he running from? Well, anyway. Sugar Ray Leonard, he don't wrestle any cops. Cops pull him over, he gets out of the car, he hands him the registration to his Mercedes, and that's it. I like him. I'd like to smell Sugar Ray's hand, I'll tell you that. That's the closest I'll get to a black woman. Hi-yo. Hi-yo. The word isn't hi-yo, it's... Hoo-ah! All right, we'll take a break, we'll be right back.
You're back with the Howard Stern Show.
Thank you. You know, Robin, I was telling the guys, they don't understand. They were asking me why so many black guys play basketball. I was telling them black history. You ever hear of the Fanti tribe? The Fanti tribe is where the Fanti tribe is one of the tallest tribes in Africa, and when the slave trade started, they took from the Fanti tribe. You guys don't know anything.
The Fanti tribe.
The Fanti tribe. If you knew about the tribes of Africa, you would know of this kind of black history. All right, what do you got there?
I've never heard of the Fanti tribe.
These guys in here, they're like, it's like teaching a bunch of adults.
That's another baby buoy drawing.
Hey, by the way, I got to make an announcement. A lot of people are faxing us pictures of Gary's new baby, the one that he's going to have.
He hasn't even been born yet.
Yeah, you got to slow down because we're running out of fax paper. This is my favorite. Gary's worst nightmare. Baby Bowie with a big mustache and teeth.
It's a girl.
It's a girls with mustaches. Baby Bowie. Here's another one. Baba Baby Bowie. Baba that one. There he is.
Oh, no.
And here's
my
one.
favorite.
This is a great one. This is the stork from the Wizard of Oz. You know those flying bats? He's delivering the baby to Gary's house. The flying monkey. There you go.
And then there's a guy who faxed and said, this is awful because when Baby Bowie is born,
yes,
Baby Bowie will see Gary's body of work.
Yeah.
The video of him eating
flies and duty
and the finger stuck up his nose on the videotape.
Look at all the faxes coming in, Gary.
Don't you have another room to be in?
Robin, what are you doing in this room?
And then this is the best. You know how babies are sometimes afraid of people in strange costumes and so forth?
Yes.
And they said, won't the baby be afraid of Gary's teeth?
No, I plan to dress as Pogo the Clown.
That's true. All right, here, give me those because you're gonna get too distracted by them.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Let me be in charge of this.
You forgot in my body of work something I'm very proud of when I have my caps pulled off my teeth.
Oh, that's right.
And they bleed.
Ooh.
Well, here's one. Chicken Bowl Messenger says you should name the baby Gaga Gooey.
And don't forget from the TV show, Rob, when you cut all those different helmets I wear together.
Oh, that's right. That's true, too. These people aren't even aware of your body of work.
I know my body of work.
That's right.
There's a name suggested, too, like, or somebody wrote in, don't you know there's going to be a lot of pop-pop hoopy?
Yes.
So a lot of information coming in.
All right,
about
very good.
Gary's new baby.
Poo-poo-pooey. Howard, congratulations on the news of Baba Booey.
Wait, congratulating you.
I don't know. I don't know. I had nothing to do with it. All right, very good.
You didn't contribute at all.
Anyway, I know I'm supposed to get to the KKK message, and everyone's calling in and yelling about that we didn't get to it, but I really want to get to the news today on time. So let's.
Well, I better repair my office.
You get over to your offices.
Go to your premises.
And there's always tomorrow. It's just that we get on, I don't know what it is, but we never get to anything. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I know, Jackie. Shut up with that already, huh? I told you not to be stupid, you moron. You're not kidding. I would do it, but Robin, I can't let the show go to 11 o'clock every day. It's not in my contract to work such long hours. I need a rest.
I can understand that.
Yeah. I got a letter here from a guy. Listen to this guy. To whom it may concern. I declare war to Madonna because what happened in Puerto Rico in October. I also running for governor of New York State this year, 94, and I like to settle this matter with Madonna before the Puerto Rican Day Parade. I am proud of the Puerto Rican and the American flag. I am a man who loves peace. And he gives me his phone number. The people has the right to know. Please, I appreciate if you air this news. We should call this guy.
You want to give him a call?
Maybe we'll call him tomorrow. We'll call him tomorrow, all right?
We should call him.
Tomorrow we're going to call this guy.
Okay.
So I'm going to put that on my list of things. And first thing out of the box tomorrow, Ku Klux Klan 1-900 number.
You sure? You promise? Because you know
promise.
You've been holding on to this since last week.
I know. It's terrible. Right. Right. Hey, Robin, what is this you gave me? Do you have any idea? Howard Stern for governor. Can we let it happen?
No, I just saw that, and there's a number there, so I don't know what it's all about.
It's a 1-900 number. It costs $1.99 a minute. You call, and it gives you a message about me?
I suppose it says that it says to me that they're trying to stop you from being governor.
You know anything about this, Tom?
Yeah, I can explain that because Penelope found that.
Really?
Yeah, it came out of a penny saver or something like that.
Should I call the number? Oh, I'm sorry, Tom. It's $1.99 a minute. I should check with you first.
That's why he ran in to tell you about it.
But, Howard, can I have 5 minutes to get back to you whether you can make
Yeah, why don't you go discuss it? Why don't you think on it?
Go for it.
All right, thank you, Tom. Tom's a real sport lately. $1.99 here and there. Thank you, Tom. Tom just went for 2 new computers for our office.
Really?
Yeah, oh yeah. I had a meeting with IBM, and they said, listen, we'll put together I'm having them put together a program for our radio archives. And I said to Tom, listen, I'll pay for all that stuff. Just get me a computer that can hold this stuff. And Tom said he researched it, and well, you should have seen the research, phone call after phone call, researching.
Really? He really worked on it.
Oh, yeah. He doesn't spend money easily. I think the way Tom's deal works is if he... At the end of the year, if he saves a certain amount of money, he gets a bonus.
Yes, I'm sure.
Yeah, so let me tell you something. That was not an easy decision for him to make. In a way, it came out of his own pocket. Notice I haven't called Tom an effing idiot in a while because he went for the computer.
You're happy with him.
He bought me off for a few weeks.
A little while.
Yeah, right.
There's a grace period.
There's a grace period. Let me just see what this is. 1-900. I'm not going to give the number out because why should I? Why should I help these guys? Right, Robin?
Yeah, they're again you.
Right. They're again me. I'm not giving out the number, Robin.
Let them do their own
Yeah.
legwork.
If it was a supportive phone number, maybe
You have reached Info Services Opinion Vote line. The cost of this call is $1.99 per minute. The call lasts 3 minutes, and the total cost is $5.97. You must be 18 in order to continue. To avoid all charges, please disconnect within the next 3 seconds. Thank you.
They keep you on for the whole 3 minutes.
3-digit extension now.
What'd she say?
Please, something, a 3-digit extension. Is there an extension there?
What did she say?
The
numbers entered are not valid.
I don't know. I just hit numbers.
Please enter your 3-digit extension now.
I don't know how to do that.
What 3-digit extension?
Oh, I got it. There is a 3.
Oh, okay.
Howard Stern for governor? Picture this. It's a cold winter morning in Albany, so cold even your breath freezes. Everyone is wearing warm winter clothes. Everyone except one man, half naked in a bathrobe with long black hair and sunglasses. Is New York ready for these private parts? Or are they better suited for Washington, D.C.? But let's not get ahead of ourselves. For right now, Howard Stern only has his sights on Albany. Yes, Howard Stern is running for governor of New York. What would drive this mild-mannered radio commentator to seek such a position? What could piss him off enough to even waste his time? You know, most people don't realize that Howard is an everyday Joe. He's a good son, husband, and father, a hard-working taxpayer who's tired of some of the crap that the people of New York have to live with. He is sometimes vulgar, often lewd, and usually obnoxious. But his talents have led to high ratings, a best-selling book.
So maybe it sounds like it's for me.
Is he the kind of person to run the state of New York?
Yes.
Picture this. The Queen of England comes to talk at the United Nations. Governor Stern is there to greet her. He asks her to see her breasts, puts her across his lap to play butt bongo, and then he takes her to a lesbian bar for drinks.
What's wrong with that?
Just think of the possibility of his advisors. Joey Buttafuoco in charge of education. Robin Quivers in charge of welfare. Grandpa Al Lewis as
why
judge.
would I get
John
welfare?
Wayne
What does
Bobbitt
that
as Attorney General. And Leslie West as drug czar. If you support Howard Stern for governor, or if the thought turns your stomach, America wants to know. It's time to vote and give your opinion. Maybe if we get enough votes, we can convince...
Some guy just trying to make some money.
Right, yeah, that's a poll.
Yeah. Pretty lame.
If I got welfare, there wouldn't be any more.
Hey, you know, maybe I'll put you in charge of welfare, Robin. There's a thought. What a guy. Hey, anyway, come on, what's in the news?
Okay, well, they're still counting votes in South Africa.
Now, what is going on in South Africa that they can't vote?
It took several days to have the election. You know, they had to keep extending the voting. It was supposed to last 3 days, then went to 4 days and so forth.
Sounds like the Libertarian convention. You just make it up as you go along.
Right, and now they are trying to count all the ballots, and they say, you know, in some places they don't know where the ballots are. You know, lots of craziness going on over there.
Jackie, you want to vote?
Aye.
Oh, come on, be quiet with that.
As they have the first all-race elections, here is Nelson Mandela, the man who expects to be elected president right now. His ANC party has more than 50% of the vote, with about 27% last I saw counted. So here's what he's talking about.
Hoorah! Is that all he said? How can you win just saying that?
They have had better opportunities.
He'll make a good president.
Like opportunities.
Wasn't he in jail his whole life?
A lot of it, yes.
That's a pretty good qualification. Most of our presidents ended up in jail, didn't
they do it over in Europe all the time.
Right.
For education, acquiring knowledge and skills, expertise. We want that today as never before.
And if you don't vote for me, I will shrink heads.
Very funny, though.
You're kidding me, Mr. Mandela. Is your mouth full of Novocaine?
I want to just a simple thing.
All right. Well, if you say it, it must be true.
Let's go on. One of the people who was over there observing the vote was our own Jesse Jackson.
Oh,
and, yesterday he was back in Ohio, but he had this to say. He said the U.S. can learn some things about South Africa. They made the election day a national holiday so that everyone could go out to vote. And he said maybe we'd get more people to go to the polls if we did that here in the United States.
We need to learn from South Africa. We need to learn to have an election for like 9-10 days. Let it just drag on and on. Everyone all confused.
What can we learn from the South African election?
We can play that.
Another day off.
Maybe he'll make some
Yeah,
sense.
Jesse Jackson needs a day off from that demanding job of his so he can go vote. How would he know about working? I don't believe he works.
I saw ANC members, Inkatha members, National Party members standing in lines a mile and a half long without one incident of violence. That's a step in the right direction.
Have you seen any violence online in the voting booth? We don't have lines a mile and a half here in America for voting, so I don't know. I don't know how much we could really learn.
That is one lazy black brother.
Thank you, Nelson.
Yeah, a chicken in every pot and a bone in every nose.
Very
nice.
Cute. Let's listen to what else Jesse Jackson had to say.
Jesse learned something over in South Africa.
Others of those farmers who we feared would not allow black workers off of the farm to vote actually allowed voter education workers onto their farms, and you saw white farmers driving black workers to the polls.
So he says there was a lot of good things going on in South Africa that they didn't expect.
So why doesn't he stay over there and continue to help? You know, here's a guy.
He likes it here.
Don't you love this guy? He's got time to go over to South Africa. He's watching the voting. He's got a great life. He is the lucky. No, Sugar Ray Leonard is not the luckiest man in the world.
You changed your mind?
Yeah, it's Jesse Jackson. He's got the best job out of anyone on the planet. Jesse Jackson walks around. He's in South Africa. He's making speeches. He appears to have a lot of money. He's got fine gold jewelry, and no one knows what he does. He goes over to South Africa. He sees lines 9 miles long, and what does he say? We got a lot we could learn from the South Africans. He makes no sense, and yet everybody loves him.
I think you love it.
Jesse James was more honorable. Jesse Jackson, the luckiest man in America. How he could ever complain about the situation in America is beyond me. There's nobody.
He didn't complain. He just said maybe there was something. You're just jumping to conclusions that was a complaint.
I would like him to learn how to get a regular job like the rest of us. Get up in the morning. What else you got there, Rob?
Little hostility towards
You're damn right. You're damn right. That's right.
Here at home, we did see some violence over in Staten Island. A lot of people took to the streets this weekend.
What are the 2 words Jesse Jackson never heard?
What?
Alarm clock.
What's that?
I'm talking about Staten Island.
Hey, Jesse, we need to get up at 10 o'clock tomorrow. No rush. What for? Why do we have to be up at 10? I'm sorry. Staten Island, yes.
Over the weekend, the mayor had to make a plea for calm in Staten Island after a 22-year-old Staten Island man died while in police custody.
When was that, Friday or Saturday?
Must have happened Friday night.
Yeah, because I'm watching TV Friday night, and it looked like a lot of black people were protesting. It looked like it was going to be great. It was cops and black people. It looked like there was going to be a big war. Everything fizzled out. It was no fun. It was like
you were all ready? You could stay by your TV set?
I had that neat coconut oil popcorn, that extra fat on it. I was actually watching TV. I go, ooh, this is going to be a big confrontation, and I'm here watching it. It's great. But,
Ernest Sayon wound up in police custody as police in Staten Island were trying to sweep the Park Hill apartments for drugs. When they came up to Sayon, he ran away. Then they caught him, and then now the neighbors are saying that the police took their pistol and beat him to death or something because he died.
Can you imagine?
After this.
The mother is...
There is going to be an autopsy. The initial results show no reason for his death. So the mayor, once again, is saying, let's not react to every little piece of information we get. Let's wait and see what went on. There will be a full investigation.
He might have been from the Fanti tribe, that guy. I was direct descendant. Because he was very fast when he ran. All I know is...
He was on probation for a drug conviction and resisting arrest. He was also free on bail after being charged with attempted murder for allegedly firing 20 shots into a Staten Island housing project.
Yeah.
But relatives say he was not a troublemaker.
Yeah. Well, I guess that's like a...
I don't know what you call a troublemaker.
I'd like to meet the rest of the family. Can you imagine? I mean, here's a guy, troublemaker from the day one, and they're saying, oh, it isn't possible he could have resisted arrest. Oh, for goodness sakes, these poor cops, they go into these neighborhoods. Look what they have to deal with. Look at this guy's record.
That's why I don't think you saw a lot of black people running through the streets protesting. I think they got...
Al Sharpton was over there.
Yeah,
he
that's
got a
good.
call from the mom. He showed right up.
Al Sharpton should get mugged by that guy. Then he wouldn't keep his fat mouth
shut. Well, that's not going to happen now.
No. Now he's, thank God, off the streets.
Another man was caught along with his 12-year-old stepdaughter. You know how you say these step families don't often meld together very well? Well, here is a stepdad who took his daughter out and tried to teach her, Howard.
Teach her what?
To mug people.
Well, at least he gave her a trade. They should beat that guy. They beat him after he's dead.
Stanley Everett, according to police, and his stepdaughter, whose name was not released because of her age, were arrested in connection with 2 elevator muggings. The victims were both elderly men. What would happen is that Everett and his stepdaughter would get on the elevator with an elderly person.
Yes.
See which floor they pushed, and they would push the one right below it. They would get off the floor below, run up the stairs, and then wait for the elevator to open on the next floor. And then the stepfather would grab the guy while the daughter rifled the pockets.
Right.
They'd usually get about $25 a mugging. Now police have both of them in custody, and they're trying to check with some other precincts to see if similar robberies cannot be attributed to these 2. Apparently, they say the girl knew she was doing wrong. But what are you going to do when your dad tells you it's time to go to work?
You do your thing, that's all. Well, listen, I'll tell you something. This is disgraceful. This is awful news. I'll tell you something, and the poor cops have to deal with this crap. That guy in Staten Island. They really should have beat him after he was dead, just to make sure.
Keep going.
I mean, listen to that guy's record.
Unfortunately, once again, I will say to you, Howard, you don't know a man's record when you're just beating him in the head on the street. You don't have his record in front of you.
His behavior is his record. Guilty. I think they had a hunch. They had a hunch. You know how I can look at someone over and know?
Instinct, huh?
Yeah, instinct it's called. Cops have an instinct. Let's take a break. We'll do more stories right after this.
We're back with the Howard Stern Show.
You know, I'm reading that Washington Post article you gave me.
Mm-hmm.
They got it wrong a little bit. I came out against Representative Moran, it says here, when G. Gordon Liddy called up and read to me a story in Billboard magazine.
Oh, no. That's the Washington Post.
Yeah, why don't they get it right?
Wrong.
No, I was screaming about this guy, Moran, and then G. Gordon Liddy called up because he knew something about it.
Yeah, you had already read the article on your own.
Yeah. I was the one who started this. I just want to get the reporting straight, that's all. But anyway. That will forever be the story now because it's in the Washington Post.
Yes,
so
the paper of record.
Yeah.
Can we move along now?
Yes.
All right.
Just for the record, though, his opponent, Mccaro says, I don't care if Stern's a nut or this or that. I'm glad his listeners are supporting me. And quite frankly, if you don't like him, turn off the radio. Very good.
No, that's the stand we want.
That's the stand we want. Mccaro for congressman in Virginia. Anyway, yeah, go ahead, Robin.
A Queens man was savagely attacked by 3 men who surprised him when he returned home early yesterday.
So you're not even safe in your own house. Isn't that right, Jackie?
Aye, aye, aye.
Right.
Then the men tortured him with an iron and a car battery and cut off his ear. You know how they say you shouldn't have guns laying around your house because more often than not, they'll be used against you? Well, now you can't have anything around your house.
See, I never have an iron around my house.
Don't have anything, Howard. Just empty out your home because you can be attacked with it.
You got that right.
The attackers also stabbed and sexually abused the man during an assault at 2:48 a.m. in his Butler Avenue home in Jackson Heights.
Oh, in his Butler. I thought you meant in his butt.
No, his Butler Avenue home.
Oh, I see.
The attack appeared motivated by robbery, and the 3 men left with his wedding ring and a gold chain. That's it? After all this?
Does that mean they're engaged?
The 42-year-old victim's name is being withheld because of the nature of the attack, Howard.
You are no longer safe in your own home because people rob you while you're there. It used to be the old days they'd rob you while you were out.
Well, this man walked in on the robbery, apparently.
And, you know, to be so vicious. Okay, so you robbed. So take the guy, tie him up or something. What's so vicious to rape him?
They pistol whipped him.
Pistol whipped him.
Stabbed him in the back. then dragged him into the basement laundry room where they covered his head with clothes and used a car battery and wires they found there to send electric shocks through his body.
Wow.
Yeah, Jackie.
Yeah, Jackie's weird.
They also severely burned his back with an iron.
See, these guys should have the death penalty.
Then they also cut off his left ear. They're not through yet, and then they sexually assaulted him with a pair of pliers.
Let me tell you something. Let me say something why I'm for the death penalty. I'll tell you why. Forget about whether it's a deterrent to imbeciles like this. You know what happens to guys like this? They go to jail, right, and then they get out after 2 or 3 years because basically what happens is you forget about them. And you know what? We have more violent crimes going on. We got to lock people up. We only have so much jail space. So they let them out after 2 or 3 years. Like that rape case you did last week, Robin.
Mm-hmm.
Guy got out after 4 years. He had already raped someone. And he went out and raped and murdered someone as soon as they gave him work release.
Sure.
You know what it is? These guys basically know how to behave themselves in prison. They all
and
get
they
out.
know what to say to the parole board.
Yeah, you know, come on. How stupid do you have to be? I mean, you know how to behave in prison. What are you going to do in prison? There's nothing to do, so you behave yourself. And you get out. Instead of these guys being killed, people who murder, we release them. We have to. We have no room in our jails.
You know, this what fascinates me, too, about prisons is that these guys will go in and just merge into the general prison population. Nobody would be offended by their crimes. But if a pedophile or a child rapist then gets thrown in, these are the kind of guys who turn on that guy and say, oh, you're horrible. We don't want you in here with us.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
It's amazing to me that there's this code of, you know, there's bad crime and then there's really bad crime.
How about that guy you said raped 100 times in 8 years? Remember that? You did that story last week? Someone raped someone 100 times, raped people 100 times in 8 years, or got 8 years in prison. You did the story.
I can't even remember. You know, these stories come so fast and furious, Howard, I can't remember them.
But if that guy was electrocuted, it never would have happened.
Yeah. Well, that's the whole idea. This 3 strikes, you're out.
It's ridiculous.
You're like one of the 2 strikes that he gets before he's out.
Murder is not even considered that outrageous. It's almost like a middle-of-the-road crime. You only get like 4 or 5 years now.
Yeah, you're amazed when you hear a guy murdered somebody and he was out in 4 years.
Yeah, that is weird. You just think that's impossible. Anyway, go ahead.
Well, anyway, this guy had to be taken to Elmhurst Hospital. He was later transferred to the New York Hospital Cornell Medical Center burn unit. Investigators say it's possible that the man who is unemployed knew his attackers, and police are looking for help with this one. If you have information on it, give them a call.
Hey, I have some information. Just call 9221-516. Yeah.
You got to call that number to get to it. Let's see what else is going on. You know, Cinco de Mayo is coming up.
Guilty.
And they always have a festival in downtown Los Angeles, but on Sunday, yesterday,
It got out of hand.
the fiesta turned into chaos.
No kidding. Anything called Cinco de Mayo sounds like trouble to me.
The trouble started around the bandstand at 4th and Spring Street. Police say bottle throwing occurred when gangs moved through the area.
Gee, now there's a surprise. Something called Cinco de Mayo attracted gangs.
And then, of course, riot police and motorcycle squads moved in to clear everything up.
I hear Cinco de Mayo, I say you drop a net over the whole festival because you're going to pick up mostly criminals.
Here is a man who was at the festivities. Here's what he saw.
Hoo-ah! Is that all he has to say? You know what? An earthquake is less of a threat than Cinco de Mayo. I'm not kidding when I say that.
Less people hurt.
Less people hurt.
They started throwing bottles at him, and they hit a couple of policemen, and they shot their rubber bullets at him.
Yeah, so apparently the riot police have rubber bullets.
Well, that's because
in Los Angeles, they know what's going to happen at these things.
we have so many
come
immigrants.
Prepared.
So half of those people I bet are in this country illegal. I'll bet you anything Cinco de Mayo attracts illegal immigrants.
Well, you know what, it is sad because they say there were thousands of people in this area, and for most of the time, everyone was having a good time and doing what they were supposed to do, and then a few of these people come along. No. Few people. Well, see, what happens is, you know, you get some guys in there throwing bottles, and then the police respond with bullets, and people start stampeding.
Not a green card in the bunch. Trust me on that. If you don't think I know what I'm talking, close down the borders. Listen to me before it's too late.
Close down the borders.
Close down the borders. We have enough people in this country. We don't know more immigration.
The war in Bosnia has claimed the lives of 2 American journalists and injured a third. American journalists Francis Tomasco and William Wallman of Spin Magazine
You're kidding. Spin has the money to send someone to Bosnia?
Yeah, they had somebody over there doing a story for them, and Brian Brenton of the Seattle Weekly Magnolia News.
Oy vey. These guys died for newspapers nobody reads. The Spin magazine has 3 readers. 3 readers.
They'd only been in the area a couple of days, according to U.S. Embassy sources. And they were on some road that they were told was safe, and apparently some group had decided to put mines in the road.
Isn't that a rock magazine, Spin magazine?
Yeah, but, it's like Rolling Stone does all those political things and covers these kind of
Rolling
things.
Stone makes it up.
Spin has to do the same thing.
I'll bet you the guy
planted the mine.
I'll bet you the guy from Spin starved to death because there's no budget for food in that magazine. I don't think it had anything to do with mines. That's a cover-up. Bob Guccione Jr. My daddy going to help me with the paper.
We can send you, but
What?
we can send you, but we can't feed you.
Aye.
Tomasco and Brenton were killed, and slightly injured was Wallman.
They did articles on 9 Inch Nails or something. Then and then one would get killed.
Well, no, they can't stick to that.
There was a story on that Kurt Cobain. They're going to do story. That guy, Bob Guccione Jr.
Yes.
He wants to make that Spin magazine intellectual or something.
Well, sure. They always want to have hard-hitting news stories in there as well to justify covering rock bands for some reason or other.
Poor Stuttering John can't get an article, but they're sending people over to Bosnia.
Stuttering John wouldn't have hurt anybody.
No. Stuttering John should go play in Bosnia and get an article.
Get some coverage.
Bosnia. I'm buying Spin magazine to read about Bosnia.
Time and Newsweek won't suffice.
Yeah. I don't think Time and Newsweek give me the real story.
They're not really covering it the way...
Not real Newsweek.
Not real.
It should be. Let me see what else is going on here. Eddie Furlong, the young man who came to fame in Terminator 2 as Arnold Schwarzenegger's co-star.
That'd be a good name for Gary's kid.
Furlong?
Furlong.
Well, he's going to be featured on A Current Affair tonight. What has made him so famous? He's lately appearing in the movie Brain Scan, but that's not why everybody wants to talk to him. They want to talk to him because he's 16 years old and he's living with a 30-year-old woman.
And she's hot.
His former high school tutor.
Right, Fred?
Oh, she's gorgeous.
Yeah, 16-year-old kid.
She looks 16 herself.
That kid's a humpmeister.
He says, I'm a lot happier now.
Yeah, I would be too.
So if anybody has a concern, that's their problem.
Aye.
His girlfriend, Jackie Domack.
Hey, Jackie.
Domack.
Jackie Domack.
Jackie Domack Motlow.
was a stand-in for him in the Schwarzenegger movie. And now one of his relatives says that she was...
Do people understand what's going on?
Sort of innocently drawn into promoting this affair when she agreed to hire this woman to act as his tutor on the movie A Home of Our Own. Now, why would you take a stunt double and think that she could tutor your child?
Because she can make this noise. She tutored him, all right. Who taught you that?
Well, this co-guardian, Nancy Tafoya, says that it's obvious the affair is not going to last.
Why not?
And she says that there's been a lot of manipulation going on here.
I love when it's manipulated.
So you can see all of this controversy rage on A Current Affair tonight.
She must be some teacher, though. Now, today's class is anatomy. This is your penis. Oh, thank you. I'm 16. I didn't know that.
Tanya Harding back in the news because the first TV movie about Tanya and Nancy appeared on television over the weekend. Tanya's also going to be on the Rolanda Watts show. Rolanda.
Hey, can I say something? My kids went to see, speaking of Tanya Harding, my kids went to see the ice show this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Nancy, it's a rip. They advertised Nancy Kerrigan. She skates for 3 seconds.
Is that right?
And she fell, too, my kid said. It was pretty funny.
You're kidding.
Yeah, the kid said that she comes out...
In her 3-second skate?
Yeah, and she comes out for 3 seconds. Listen.
At the very least, you could stay upright for 3 seconds.
I mean, what is with this? You know what my kid says? My kid's 10 years old. She goes, she's kind of snooty.
Yeah, they didn't like her.
I said, you're right. She is snooty. You come out, all these little kids come to see her.
Yes, she's become very popular with young girls.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden, she gives you 5 minutes of her time. Hardly any time at all. Like she's some big star.
That's who they really came to see.
Of course.
Who else was skating?
I don't know. But that's how they do these ice shows.
Yeah.
I don't know. My wife ran out there, but they should put more Nancy Kerrigan. That's who everyone wants to see. She's the star of the moment. What you're paying for Christ's sake.
Well, yeah, it's easy for you to say this here. She's not listening to you.
Bitch.
Anyway, Harding is going to be interviewed by Rolanda, as I said, and she's also going to be on Inside Edition. Wow. She says that the reason she kept her mouth shut all that time after she realized that her husband, Jeff Gillooly, was responsible for the attack on Nancy Kerrigan is because she was afraid.
You wait and see. She's going to get in trouble on that Rolanda show. They're going to have her up on charges after it. She'll say something stupid.
Would you hit the button?
Oh, well, I'm supposed to know that? Huh?
Can't you? What do I have to post signs?
Yeah, just say, hey, here's a tape.
At one point in time, at the very end, he told me that if I didn't cooperate, that he would have me taken care of.
Oh, she's stupid. She's such a stupid twit. What an idiot.
And he's going to roast me on spit like a pig?
She's been having a very tough time, Howard.
Yeah, so have I.
My life has been a roller coaster, for 2 months, and it was just tearing me apart. It's just been too much for me to handle.
Even my kids said Tanya's a baby because she cries just because her skate's untied.
Oh.
I mean, the kids know.
Your kids are way too opinionated.
Yeah.
They're watching everything.
They know. They know what you're talking about.
Harding says that she has been abused most of her life, and you just traded one abuser for another. Her mother was verbally and physically abusive.
Yeah, whose wasn't?
Especially about her weight and looks.
Oh.
Tanya claims her mother was drinking all the time.
Yeah, take a look at Tanya. You drink, too.
She'd slap her in the bathroom and tell her that she was fat.
Yeah, she's full of it.
She also tells Rolanda that her family was so poor that she would pick through trash cans to collect money to help pay for her skating.
Ridiculous.
That's a hardship.
She's full of the brown word. Robin, how many times did you and I have to go pick through garbage cans after one show?
So what? You had to work to help support yourself.
Yeah, big deal.
That's a hardship? Everything to be handed to you?
Yeah.
Her mother has denied her daughter's allegations.
Piglet.
But Tanya's also working to get herself adopted by the parents of her friend, Stephanie Quintero.
Isn't she a little too old to be adopted?
Does she need parents at this point?
Isn't she like 30 or something? All right, let's take a break, Robin. We'll be back.
She also says that her husband hit her, cut her, and made her bleed.
And she looks better for it. We'll take a break and we'll be right back.
Meanwhile, 2 of the Nets have been charged by some teenagers over in New Jersey with roughing them up.
Aye.
Derek Coleman and Jason Williams. These kids say they were just passing a nightclub in which Williams has part ownership when they saw the 2 stars coming out. And one of these kids started to rib the 2 Nets players about their poor performance the night before.
Rib you.
When they were playing the Knicks, and apparently they didn't take it too well, according to these kids, and they jumped on them and started punching them.
And you guys suck.
Nets players, however, claim that this didn't occur.
Really?
Yeah. There will be an investigation. No charges have been filed.
Anything else going on, Robin?
Yes, Louis Farrakhan is back in the news in Toledo, Ohio. Woo! Woo! Ow! He told his audience that white people love to see black-on-black violence because then you become good body parts.
Is that right, Minister Farrakhan?
That's right.
For transplantation.
That's right, transplantation.
Plantation.
Because
that word again.
The rich white people can't wait for you to fight each other so they can get the kidneys, the heart, the organs, and the parts so they can make a black Frankenstein.
You're saying that the white man likes when the blacks kill each other because then we can get their body parts.
That's right.
Yes, you become good for parts.
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Even though the sound of it sounds quite atrocious, sir.
Thank you. You're making a lot of sense today. Now, what is that noise you're making there?
That is my scream.
It's an African scream?
It's an African scream. A tribal African ritualistic scream.
Right.
Ugana.
Ugana?
Ungawa.
Whatever.
You white bastard.
Ungawa, you white
You
bastard.
white bastard, I'm from the Fanta tribe.
The Fanta tribe? That's the Fanti tribe.
Fanti, no, Fanta, with the grape soda tribe.
Oh, Fanta, the soda. I see. Okay.
Let me go on. Tupac Shakur.
Wait, I have Tupac Shakur right here.
The 22-year-old rapper was picked up by L.A. police on Friday night once again. The cops made the arrest after pulling over the car Shakur was riding in for speeding down Hollywood Boulevard. Here is L.A. Police Sergeant Harry Ryan with the details.
Wake up, white people.
No.
This is the sergeant who arrested Tupac?
He's just talking to the reporters. I don't know if he made the arrest.
Way to go, flat people.
Wake up, white people.
Discovered the right front seat passenger to be Tupac Shakur.
Tupac Shakur.
And a subsequent search disclosed some marijuana and a concealed loaded firearm in his possession. He was arrested and booked into Hollywood jail in lieu of $1,000 bail.
Cool. He's cool.
This is not his first run-in with the law, of course.
He's bad. He's a gangster. This will help him with his gangster image.
Fifth arrest in less than 2 years. He's already due to begin a 15-day jail sentence in May for assaulting a music video director and is awaiting 2 other trials for the shooting of 2 off-duty cops in Atlanta and for several assaults or a sexual assault in New York.
Tupac, you sound angry.
Sergeant Ryan says Shakur could face up to a year in jail on these charges.
You're gonna face a year in jail. You're bad. This is good for your gangster image, isn't it? Yeah. This is good for your image, isn't it?
I got some chicken bone in my throat.
Well, this will make you bad. This will show that you're a real bad dude, right? You're street.
That's right.
That's right.
I'm street.
Meanwhile, singer David Bowie is in the news because he disappointed hundreds of fans over the weekend when he refused to take part in guitarist Mick Ronson's tribute concert in London. Organizers hoped that Bowie would change his mind and play at the gig dedicated to his Spiders from Mars guitarist who died of cancer a year ago. Def Leppard frontman Joe Elliott took Bowie's place and says Bowie owed a lot to Ronson and should have been there.
Baba Bowie.
Could you play the tape, please?
No, I'm having too much fun. Baba Bowie. 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 Baba Bowie. Now, this is Joe Elliott from Def Leppard.
Yeah.
He's going to comment on David Bowie.
Not being there, yeah.
Not being
Bowie. You think if any one person should be here, it would be David.
What do you say?
You think if any one person should be here?
Under the David.
He also says that Ronson had a lot to do with David Bowie's success and that Bowie's music has gotten worse since it split with Ronson.
Bowie.
You just got to look at Bowie's career since Ronson left and find a true answer to that. I mean, he's retained his popularity, but the excitement level, the fact that there was a kind of a push-me-pull-you situation, I think Ronson was always prepared to maybe tell Bowie that something was not right, could be better.
Any of these guys make sense?
Surrounded by a lot of yes men in the last 20 years or so.
Any of these guys realize nobody cares about David Bowie anymore, Ronson or Joe Elliott? I'm Baba Bowie. They better get some of those grunge shorts so they can run around like spoiled brat millionaires.
I think that, to bring back a little bit of sanity to this show, that we should play The Blessing of the Bike.
Joe Elliott's is over as Springsteen. The Blessing of the Bike?
Yes.
What is that?
A prayer for all the bike riders out there.
What? Where is this?
Right there in front of you.
Well, tell me what it's called.
The Blessing of the Bike.
Well, there ain't no blessing here, baby. I got something called Cindy Hunter.
No, The Blessing of the Bike is number 5.
Okay. Hold on, I got them. Ready?
Yeah.
Lord, we ask your blessing upon this bike and rider. Keep them always in your care and protection, and grant them safety in travel. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Ha ha, Holy Spirit.
This is the blessing of the bike.
Where'd that come from?
That came from Father Lamberty.
Father Lamberty. I like to... Can I have that blessing again?
In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Ghost, amen. Maybe we'd like to bless the bike.
Out in South Dakota.
I'd like to smell the seat. The smelling of the seat.
The event started back in 1988 when 3 bike riders asked the Father to bless their machines. Now the event draws a crowd of curious parishioners and features a downtown bike rally and a benefit dance to raise money for a local shelter for battered women and children. So, there you have it.
Very good, Robin. Thank you. Well, we had a good show today, I think, even though I didn't get to the Ku Klux Klan message. I'll do it tomorrow, I swear to God.
All right.
I'll get to all the fun tomorrow. Do
you know if Patty Davis is the woman in Playboy?
Yes, she is.
She is? Okay.
I don't know. Yeah, of course I do, Robin.
You know everything.
I looked over that picture. Yes, I believe that she will be the woman in Playboy.
All right.
So, what can I tell you? Who told you that? All right, we got to go. Anybody want to hear hoo-ha last time?
You won last time.
Any requests?
Hey.
You want to hear it?
Twice.
Hoo-ah! Hoo-ah! All right, there it is. Anyone want to hear I
love, yes.
I.
Anybody want to hear the full I joke from Jackie Joke Man?
Jackie Joke Man.
You got that on,
Oh, yes.
Really?
All right, you're thinking the guy with 3 eyes, no arms, and 1 leg is hitchhiking. You got it? Guy with 3 eyes, no arms, and 1 leg is hitchhiking. A British guy pulls over, rolls down the window, and goes, "Oi, you look armless. Hop in."
There he is. Rex Simmons.
Oi.
And now here's Billy to do all of these Jackie laugh impressions. I'll play one, then you try to do it.
Okay.
People like that. Wow. All right, try this one. All right, to order Jackie's new comedy CD featuring the I joke. Have your own copy of that. Only $10 plus 3 shipping and handling. Call 1-800-323-5464.
We're supposed to say a quick hello to Amy Lynn. She's going to be somewhere. She wants to say, tell us where she wants to be.
I'll always talk to that little knockout. Hey, baby. Hello? Is this my little chicken girl? I'd like to eat you like a chicken. How are you, Amy? This is Amy the stripper.
Amy the stripper.
Yeah, Amy Lynn the stripper.
Yeah, well, lately.
Hey, I saw your buddy there, Sandy Korn, on Married with Children.
I saw that, too. Great.
I know. How come you can't get on TV?
Because I don't live in L.A.
Well, maybe you got to move.
No, I like New York.
Yeah, we like you in New York. You got a boyfriend?
Huh? No, not yet.
How are your nuggets?
My nuggets are hanging.
No, good.
How about your cookies?
My cookies are still there.
Yeah.
My cookies are lonely.
Where are you appearing?
Flash dancers this week.
Really?
Yeah.
This
you
is
gonna come see my lunch show?
This is some real girl, I'll tell you, boy. If there ever was a real girl on the planet, it's her.
I'm a real woman.
She's the woman on the back of my book.
Yeah, that's me.
With the big
Bring
hooters.
your book, guys. If you're coming to see me this week, I'll sign it.
She's doing the lunch show.
God, I'd love to make love to her. Man, I tell you something.
Well, then come see my lunch show.
Yeah, what, am I going to get to make love to you?
Well.
What, I got to go see you naked so I can get more frustrated?
Wow.
Let me tell you something, boy. This is some girl. I don't care what anyone says. I can't think of a better-looking girl on the planet.
You would like your daughters to grow up to be like her?
Yes, very much. Very much so.
I have to agree with you, Howard. I've seen her perform over.
Hey, Robin, why every time I start working myself into something, why do you got to ruin it?
I just asked, when you're telling me what you admire in a woman, I want to know
No,
if that's the kind
I don't
of
want
woman.
my daughters to grow up like Amy Lynn. I don't want them taking their clothes off in public.
I just wonder. her. I don't know.
But
What's
she's...
wrong with that?
Oh, come on. What's wrong with that? Everything. What's wrong with that? No,
You
nothing...
like it when Amy does it.
I like it when Amy does it. If I was a single man, I would beg Amy to marry me.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
But then she could still take her clothes off for other people?
No.
Oh.
She would have to be my little wife.
That would
No,
be fun.
I wouldn't care if she took her clothes off.
Yeah, she could continue working?
Yeah, sure. As long as she didn't cheat on me with other guys.
No, I'm really faithful.
Yeah, sure.
I am.
You don't care if she does a hot oil show for 800 guys?
Nope, that doesn't bother
And
me.
has a picture taken. And
Don't care about
You'd
that.
be like, that's my girl.
Yeah, I'd be proud of her. Swearing right now.
Nothing.
Yeah. I bet.
Too early for clothes.
I don't know, but she doesn't really... I don't think Amy's real good in bed.
How do you know?
Because I could just tell, like...
You've seen my oil show.
Yeah, but I know, but...
I move well.
I can just tell the way you are around me. I don't think you're that good in bed. I think you're like...
Howard.
I think she pretty much lays there.
You didn't even know. No way.
But you know what? That's enough for
no
me.
fun.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway. Hey, so where are you going to be?
Flash dancers.
Flash dancers when?
Yeah,
Tonight?
right in Manhattan. My only New York appearance.
All right. When is that?
It's all this week through Saturday, 1, 6, 9, and 12.
All right.
And
We'll
then
come
back
see
to
you.
Al's. I think Gary's working with me at Al's.
Well, you're back into that stripping full time, huh?
Well,
Gotta put
I'm
bread on
doing
the
it
table.
this month, and then I'm off for the summer. I'm out to the Hamptons.
Wow.
Probably get a real job, fun job.
What do you mean, like a real...
what?
Like, what will you do?
Waitressing?
No, I might bartend at the Bay Club.
Really?
Yeah.
Can you imagine her as
I
the bartender?
need to meet people.
Yeah, you need to meet me.
I do. I
Meet
need
me
to
later
people,
today.
so I'll probably bartend at the Bay Club.
Will you be
again.
topless?
No, they don't allow that there.
Can you imagine a beautiful girl like this as a bartender? I don't get it. Why isn't she married to some rich guy?
Because she's too
Maybe I'll meet a rich guy out there.
Hey, Howard.
What?
When she does this place that she's talking about, Al's,
Yeah.
it's one of those BYOB clubs.
Yeah.
You know, so there's total nudity.
Really?
So it's a bunch of guys carrying in cases of alcohol. Right. They carry them in coolers.
They stand on
And
their
it's like,
coolers.
It's like they stand on the coolers. It's like 800 or 900 guys just packed in. And then Amy just comes out and does the hot oil show completely naked.
And they sit there and drink out of their coolers?
Yeah.
That's funny.
Sounds like a Jackie.
It's the coolest thing.
That sounds really funny.
Actually, they have when you...
And, like, these guys have to bring coolers for a half-hour show.
Well, you know what's really cool? Well, no, it's on all night, but when you walk in, you can bring a cooler with you. Some guys... One of the places I went to, I kid you not, that they brought in a keg.
You know, when you're not into drinking, you don't know from this stuff. Like, I don't even own a cooler.
But when you first walk in, they have those, you know, like when you go into the supermarket, those giant refrigerators? Right. They have a whole wall of them, so you can take your beer and put it in there.
Oh, so it doesn't get warm.
Right. See, I think they should put a moat around the stage with ice.
Amy, why don't you marry one of those guys who brings whoever brings the biggest cooler?
Whoever brings the biggest cooler.
Guy with the biggest cooler.
They'll start bringing refrigerators in.
He can be your man.
And then Amy auctions off her underwear.
That's kind of sad when you got to bring your own cooler and watch girls dance around naked.
I don't know. It's actually a lot of fun.
It's a guy thing. It's a guy thing.
I'll tell you something. I would like. Listen, I tell you something. I mean, like when you see Amy at one of these strip clubs, you go, man, she's way too good looking to be taking her clothes off.
Yeah.
And then, like all of a sudden, like you flip out because she's so good looking. You get crazy.
No, they're really sweet. The guys are nice to me, though.
Yeah, that's why you found one to go home with.
I love Amy.
No,
You know what my favorite thing is? I don't even like seeing Amy naked so much as when I see her in a sundress with high heels. That makes me crazy.
Good package. Well, then I'll come in a sundress and high heels tomorrow.
Well, please do. Please do.
I love you.
A bunch of drunks.
I love you. I even brought my own cooler. I'm 35. You have a bright future with me.
No, they always tell me I love children. I'm 35. Will you marry me?
Oh, they want to be your baby
they always
father.
write me notes saying how good they are with kids and everything.
Yeah, I'd be a real good father to your kid. A lot better to your kid than my own, even.
Funny, they'll go to tip me and they'll go, I'm really good with kids.
Yeah.
That's all they say. That's all they get to say before I dance away.
How old's that kid of yours now?
She's going to be 2 in July. You believe it?
Oh, you gotta get rid of that kid.
Oh,
No,
we're going to get rid of it, Al.
Ruins the whole package. Just give it away.
I want more.
Give it away.
I want more.
All right, Amy. Everyone will go over and see you at...
Flash dancers this week, and then Al's Diamond Cabaret the 16th through the 21st again.
All right, baby.
In the Hamptons all summer. I'm there.
You don't do lesbianism, do you?
Huh?
You don't do any lesbianism, do you?
No.
Could you?
Really.
You did a lesbian layout in Penthouse.
Yeah. But that was with my buddy. That was different.
Yeah, and you were naked and like...
Oh, I just did another layout for Penthouse, another centerfold.
Really?
That'd be trash.
Would you make love to my cooler?
That's too sleazy.
All right, Amy.
Okay, sweetie. I miss
Bye-bye. Oh,
Governor Stern.
thank you, my darling.
You're going to win.
I hope so. I'm doing it for you. I dedicate my campaign to you.
My
How
mom's
come you didn't take her on the bus?
Yeah, how come you didn't come on the bus with us? Come
Because you didn't invite me.
Oh.
If I got an invitation, I would have been there.
And Amy's starting to get a little bent out of shape, by the way.
Why?
That we let all these other girls come in, parade in here naked, but she hasn't been in live in a year and a half.
Really?
Oh, I'm jealous.
Because you come in here and it's like a hassle getting you naked and.
Well, you just said you want to see her in a sundress. Make up your mind.
I want to see her in a sundress, then I want to see her naked. And
all in 30 seconds.
And then I wanted to jump on top of me and rape me. And she's not as aggressive as the other girls.
Oh, I've changed, Howard.
Ever since you became a mother.
Mommy.
I'd like to do my own love set. All right, I got to go, Amy.
Okay.
Amy Lynn, everyone. Thanks, Amy.
Bye.
Bye. That's Amy Lynn. Yeah, let her come in and just get naked so she could stand around. Let her come in tomorrow for like 10 minutes and just be naked.
How about if I have her walk in naked?
Yeah. That way we're not
That's
tight.
a good dad sitting there telling you that.
Oh, I got 6 months left till I have to impress anybody.
Yeah, have her walk in naked.
My fathering abilities are not going to be... My negotiating abilities will not be hindered at all.
Let her come in naked, and then let me take her temperature.
Oh, yeah!
That's sick.
Sick. That's all I get to do.
With what? You don't have a thermometer.
Oh, I do.
Paint some numbers real quick.
On my hand. All right, let's say goodbye. Oh, I'm sorry. Jackie, didn't I do your plug already? This Thursday, May 5th, a big show at Toppers for Jackie in Ocean Parkway in Brooklyn. Go try and stump the joke, man. Also, don't forget to get Stuttering John's debut CD. It's available in record stores everywhere. Help elect Kyle Mccaro. Call 1-800-203-9200. Contribute to his campaign. Let's get Jim Moran out of office in Virginia. Let's help him out. If you're planning a wedding or party and you need a great disc jockey, call Scott the Engineer's Rocket Entertainment toll-free from any city at 1-800-PARTY-MC. And if you'd like to hire Scott in the New York area, call 718-BAG-5040. 1-800-52-STERN, open for business. Get the videotape. We're getting lots of great comments. Everybody enjoys the poster, and we'd love for you to have a copy. You have to be 18 or older to order the tape.
Let me ask you one thing.
Yeah.
I see that Joan Rivers play Sally Marr. I don't know what it's called.
And when's Joan coming in here?
A couple of days.
Did she invite you to the opening?
No. That means Walter Cronkite and her fancy friends will be there.
Yeah, because she was saying she was going to invite us. I guess that she got a better class of clientele.
That means Liza Minnelli's showing up, so she doesn't want us there to embarrass her. You know what I mean? Joan likes us, but we're kind of slumming compared to our other fancy friends. All right. Well, we'll find out from Joan when she comes in.
Maybe she's bringing the invitation.
Yeah. All right. And we'll see you tomorrow.